What's up, everybody? Press the thumbs up. Press the thumbs up. This is Super Mike. I want to talk a little bit. What's up? What's up, Leroy, homie? Over there slaying demons on Facebook. Hey, make sure y'all press the thumbs up, share it on your social media. All right, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? Super Mike's in the house. I was just sharing it for everybody. Like I said, when y'all do a little algorithm stuff, other people can see that we're live and we'll get a chance to do what we do. So just to start it off, if you're coming in, whether you're coming in now live or you're coming in, just as later on you're hearing it. Basically, to start it off, we're going to talk about a little bit of scripture, just basic topics that we seen on the internet today. Maybe we'll talk about creation, about the Bible, scripture tampering. What should we believe? We'll touch on the politics. The Trump stuff. Should black people be mad that Trump don't want white people? Excuse me, Trump hasn't selected some black folks inside of his thing, his little stuff. Okay, I mean, y'all can check the YouTube channel to see how I care, but it's just my opinion, so it's no big deal. It's like, my main thing for us is I know that all of this, we supposed to have debates, right? But all of the stuff that this is how we became enslaved. Because sometimes we're so passionate with our little debates, we be getting actually mad at each other just over some disagreement over something that it's not necessarily to that level. It's an opinion, it's a belief. And sometimes you don't even know how that person's going to actually flow that out in their actual life. They're probably a little bit more common sense in their actual life, but they're online talking this crap, for whatever reason. They might be confused, whatever. So we got to respect sometimes we got to respect people because it's different methods that I believe God is using to bring us to the level that we're supposed to be, and we don't know everything. So, but we try to do what we do. This is going to be an open show, so let me open this up, and I'm gonna drop the link. Hopefully, Leroy decides to come up, and we can hash some of it out because a lot of these conversations I was seeing you have but it was some other ones that I've seen too, which is funny. And I think Facebook is letting me post. So let me go over there to Facebook. I'm gonna drop the link over here on YouTube. I think Facebook is letting me post again. And so I'm gonna drop this link on the Facebook side to whoever might be looking on Facebook. If you guys want to come up too, we're just having a conversation. It's just like if we was talking in a barbershop or a restaurant or at work, or just some regular conversation, guys. Just come on up if you want to, even if you disagree with the host, or we just don't want to, this is where I have a problem with when we start getting, we could get, how we get a little hyper, but then we start, because we got a different opinion, we start getting all extra disrespectful now because maybe we didn't have the facts, or maybe the person may be a little bit better at debating things than us, because it's a lot of debate tactics. Nah, Mark is not gonna. He's not gonna come up because he doesn't want us to hear how he sounds. He doesn't want to hear that sound of his. I guarantee you, it's weird. I don't know. So let's touch on some of it here. So this is the thing. So oh shit. Damn, that was loud.
Yes.
What's up, Leroy?
What it do?
It's all good, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, definitely I can hear you. It's extra loud. Let me kind of modulate.
Let me how about that? Is that better?
No. I can modulate it here, so we'll do it.
Got you.
Yeah. So
Seem
yeah.
like it's a little delay.
Huh?
Seem like it's a little delay.
Well, I don't feel like it's a delay because we back and forth responding. I think if you got it turned up in the background somewhere, it's going to always be a delay.
No, not this time.
It's an echo. Let me see.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, it might be the speakers. Yeah, this thing.
Where your boy Mark at? He need to get in here.
Oh no, he'll never come up on my show.
I know.
He probably will listen here and there, but I think he prides himself saying I don't listen to y'all stuff, since I don't want y'all to get a click. It's like a help. It's like I'm not going to help you. Like, bro.
Yes, but they'll tell you, hey, black people need to stick together.
Well, that just means you need to submit your views to what I'm saying. And
I need to think like you do.
Right, and I don't believe in that. I believe that we should submit our views to what's right and what God is leading us to. And the thing is, but the thing is, we don't know, because that's just how it is. Like there's some unknown there, and it's some of it is fake, because like we've seen Roland Martin, a lot of people don't know the news of when Kamala Harris lost, she spent the money and she was paying people to agree with her. Roland Martin's name came up as one of the people who on the government website that was disclosed that, he took some money so he can agree with her, basically, which he already did. But
yes,
he didn't answer any hard questions. And people basically said, dude, you're a shill. She just paid you to kind of
give her a softball interview. Yeah,
and it just kind of speaks to your integrity. I mean, you can take the money. I mean, that's what it is. But
rather his lack of integrity.
Right, it speaks to his integrity. Yeah, some people think it's better, so it is what it is. Myself, like I said, I guarantee you, I'm not about to get high in my. Now, the only thing is, through these political things, our people get so wrapped up in it because we were right, and it's almost like a sports thing. when we write, man, it's an energy behind that. We like, I told you, boy, I told you. You know what I'm saying?
Touchdown!
Right. It's an energy behind it. It's just fun. It is. It's like, dude, I told you. You was talking that shit. Your whole team ain't. Let me tell you. All right. Now, see, he was wrong the last time. You was wrong the time before that. You should stop talking. Just listen to me. Give me the money, especially if it's money on the line or something.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, but that's we gotta understand that's nature. That's just fun. It's not really real. Okay, when you're getting serious about life and death situations, come on, man. Like, it's not because what's happening is people are picking the politics is literally kind of like sports now, because you can realize that you're not actually getting directly anything because everything that you
Yeah.
got in your life you worked for. You did that because there's people on the streets in cardboard boxes. They've been on cardboard boxes before them. Trump and Biden. They was in cardboard boxes with Obama. You know, some of them, have some situations because of those political things, but a lot of it is because they ain't paying attention and they just letting it happen. So yeah, it's most of the stuff that you work for. You went out there, got you a skill. You worked for. You seen. Oh, okay. Some hard times coming here. I need to go there. You're looking out for your life. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
because you say, "Oh, damn, the schools are allowing LGBT stuff." Well, shit, I'm gonna take my kids out of that shit. Like me, when I seen that math, I was in Atlanta, and the cheating scandal was hitting
Mm-hmm.
in Atlanta. When I seen the cheating scandal, and I seen uh, it in the union because I'm in the union. And when I seen that they dropped the test parameters for the white people can get in easier because it was too. I got a word from a brother who overheard a conversation from the union bosses down there in IBEW 613.
Put them on the map.
Yeah, it was basic situation was there was a female Navy veteran. She was an electrician and a veteran in the Navy, and she wanted to get in the union, and they were discussing that, and they didn't know that this brother, a black man, was kind of like around the corner, and they were not mentioning her name, but he knew because of another conversation that he was privy to. He knew who they was talking about. Yeah, oh, she tried to come up here. Yeah, well, she went because of this or that. Be like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because there's too many of them in here anyway. He heard that. He was like, okay.
Wait,
Too
we
many.
don't need what?
Well, it's too many. Basically, she was trying to get in, and it was some basically reason why she went a different direction, and the other guy responded, "Oh, well, there's too many of them in here anyway." Talking about black
Who
folks.
is them?
Yeah,
Oh,
black
she
people.
was black.
Yeah, she's black. She's a black woman.
You think? I mean, could it have been because she female?
No, no, he's talking about black people. He's talking about black people because they're white folks and they're in it's mostly the skilled labor down there is black people in Atlanta, but they do a lot of stuff to make sure that the white folks still have control. And so the brother knows he it was not talking about female because it's not that many of the females there anyway. And then they let them in, especially if they're white too. So it was talking about black people. But the thing is,
Okay.
though, yeah, the thing is, you know, the fact is, it's like, yeah, it's just like this is what your opposition is. That's why I keep telling people, like, we be like trying to worry about this one. It's easier. It's white supremacy and white supremacy light. I was like, dude, we're gonna get a kick in the ass, and that's fine. That's good for us. I think it's good. That's how I look. I don't care nothing about neither one. And people be they when the Democrats is in and they see me blasting some of their shit and they be like, oh yeah, Mike, you're reasonable. But then if the Republicans in or whatever, and I see some shit that they're doing that I don't think black folks should be happy with, then I'm gonna say something, and they're like, "Oh, see, look at you." No, it's just like all I'm thinking about is what we getting out of this. That's all I care about. I swear to God, I tell people I don't care. I don't give a damn. I just want us to understand, like, dude, we could do this shit. We don't need these folks. They are scared. It's just like this one. So this is one of the ones that I posted. I think y'all was having a conversation on. Let me see if I can find it. This one. So this is the little cover. It's got like 4 pieces on it. We had the Bible, and I think we could touch on this one first. This church thing. So it says black churches in Florida are now teaching black history since the state won't do it. And that touched off the conversation over there on that actually led us to the Bible stuff, right?
Right to it.
Yeah. So and you was like, let's see, let me pull that up on the screen share thing.
Yeah, I think I put the first comment on there. I think.
Yeah. So let me see here. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Hold up. Hey.
Yeah. Let me see.
For the ones who be acting too soft, we don't play.
Yeah. Hey, this is several conversations. Not like you be tripping over there. You be getting them over there on little Rashad Richie's little thing.
Yeah.
But
that's the hornet's nest.
Oh yeah. But there's some other hornet's nest over here on this Facebook stuff, and I be getting them on some of that stuff. It is some straight up maniacs on some of this other stuff. I would just be like, dang, if Leroy was over here, boy, this would be.
Take it to another. Get on my level. Get on my level.
Let me show you one just before we even go to the one we were talking on. I want to see if I still got that notification. It's the dude here. Let me see. This man calls himself Satan.
Oh boy, here we go. Mark? Did you say Mark?
Nah. No, look at this shit, bro. This is the Democrat. This is crazy. So
yeah, I'm gonna send you something. You got to play it. It's like 2 minutes. I'm gonna send it to you on Messenger.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Now look at this here. I'm like, so.
Whoa! Back it up.
Yeah.
Wait, so, I can understand why you think. Oh my goodness.
Let me go to the actual. See, I posted.
No, man, come on, man.
A screenshot. Look. I posted a screenshot of conversation because I had this conversation, and then this person made this comment here. I said, so this person decides to call himself this. Hold on. So this is the profile.
Of course.
Okay, so this is supposed to be a human. Okay. All right. 4,923 friends. Okay. All right. So, all right. Can you still hear me?
This is.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So this is a person. He think he's smart, but he's stupid as fuck. But anyway, whatever. So here it is. They try to troll people who believe in goodness, righteousness, and God. Okay. Okay. And he's still over here trolling, which I'm not going to get involved in his little current crap. But
Who that? Who
that
that? Oh,
that's the profile.
that was
So
the actual post.
no, that was the profile. So this is
Oh,
the
okay,
screen.
okay.
So I just showed you his actual profile. So this is the screenshot I showed.
He
So
was.
because he puts this on his face, I get him every time because at first he was just making posts, but then I was like, why are you always defending the Democrats and stuff? So I was like, oh, now I said, I understand why you think that because you worship Satan. That's your God. My God is the creator of existence. And then he says, oh, my dick is the creator of existence. I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
hey, I
Uh,
said, oh, so you worship penis.
yeah.
Okay. Now I see the connection to Satan you are making. Okay, now I understand why you worship the DNC agenda. Okay, enough said. And I posted this picture of the little Nas X BS. Remember, he had that
Oh
Satan
wow.
rap.
Yeah,
Remember that?
yeah. When he was on the pole and all that. Yeah.
So that's where this dude must be getting his thing from. And guess what he said? No
Here
lies
we
have
go.
been. He didn't even dispute it. He said, no lies have been told. So he that's where he got it from. So it shows you how, because even this person may have been, trolling on a different level, but because Lil Nas X had this, he decided to go with the Satan thing. You see what I'm saying with his trolling? That's interesting to me. So yeah. So anyway, that's just like I said, that was pretty interesting. But let me go to this here. So we're gonna ask this question. Okay. So here, this is where I got several little debates going on with people. It's kind of crazy, but whatever. We'll touch on some of them. I'll get your opinion on some of them. So this is the actual post on Rashad Ritchie's um, little Facebook page.
Yeah.
He's
What
the
happened
president.
to his radio show? I thought didn't he say he was going syndicated? You heard anything?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. He's probably somewhere doing it, but I think he probably did what
uh,
Ray on his little TYT thing. He's probably on the radio somewhere. I don't know.
I mean, he might have to go be doing his own thing because Annika Spearing over there then went off on progressives, and guess who's a progressive? Rashad Ritchie. But he'll
Yeah,
talk to us. I bet you he ain't said one word to her.
it's all a game, man. This is a game.
Yeah.
This is trying to tell people. I'm like, yo, I know it's fun. This is like sports. See, and that's what I said. Like, it's so they've learned to tap into part of our fun. We like the little competition. No, that's part of our
And
culture.
winning.
Yeah, it's part of our culture. And then in sports, you have sports betting. You have, debates, and then you have like pundits in the sports. It's fun, but at least we know that's a game, right?
Yeah.
And and some people take that shit so seriously. They be tripping over that
What?
sports. They be going up there getting in fights at the stadiums. Like I'm gonna go,
Hey, I mean,
I'm gonna be. Mm-hmm.
the move back to the politics. I mean, you seen what Luke said, and you done heard about other people saying it, I'm sure. He said that if you black and you voted for Trump, and you get if you're suspended from a tree, YouTube overlords that's listening, uh, and check out of here, then you got what you voted for.
Okay. Well, man, hey.
So he wishing deletion on people who voted for Trump, especially if you
Well,
black. You know, like the black chicks that was saying, "Don't call me, I ain't coming. If something happened to y'all, because y'all didn't stand with us and all this."
oh yeah, I
It's
forgot to bring that up.
unbelievable, bro.
That too.
Yeah, I
No,
gotta
no, no,
find that video. Go ahead.
no. That's good. That's kind of good though. I'm telling you, bro, this is good because it's gonna really separate people, and this is what we need. It's like you don't understand. We really need,
and expose people.
and it's supposed to be, but it's gonna be both sides. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna because the whole thing. It's a uniparty. You're dealing with
Mm-hmm.
a uniparty. I'm trying to tell y'all. And I know Trump is and what they're doing, they do have a conflict though. So they do have a conflict on how they want to run stuff, but it's like that's the conflict. It's not about what sometimes what we thinking. And you ain't gonna have the clean side because we gotta understand like it's like a pendulum. It swings too far this way, it swings too far that way, it swings too far this way. So, this is about their convenience as a group. They're losing power in front of our face, which is actually good for us, but it's going to hurt us because we depend on them. And you can explain, I can explain to people over and over again, like, dude, with enough black folks, we can actually take care of ourselves. There's whole nations with less people than us, and they're doing successful. And we got, there's nations with 6 million people, 4 million people, whole entire ethnic groups with a whole country and everything, with international trade, commerce, with seat at the UN and everything. And there's only 4 million, 6 million people in the whole damn country. Like, look at Jamaica. How many people in Jamaica? How many Jamaicans are there in the world? Let me see. Population of Jamaica. Let me see how many people in Jamaica. There's only 2.8 million people on Jamaica. Now, it might be how many Jamaicans in the world. They may have more because they don't live all on the island. But, just look at that. You know how many Black Americans it is that's not foreign? It's over 45 million of us. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason for us to be worried about, some of the stuff that we worried about, like we can't take care of ourselves and do for ourselves. I mean, and even Jamaica is that's 2.8 million people. It's a fairly weak country. What's up? Yeah. Leroy popped out. But Jamaica, that number is a fairly weak country, but it doesn't mean that. But they're still able to make waves in the world. I'll say it that way, because they send people somewhere else and they do things and make it happen. But let me go to this here. So, like what I'm saying here is with this here. I'll do it this way. So Black churches in Florida are now teaching Black history since the state won't teach it. And that's good for us. So let me see. Let me see if I can find an article. Churches teaching Black history. Let me see. Black history. And like I said, guys, make sure y'all, let me see. I'm just going to do it this way. So, Black churches in Florida step in to teach Black history amid restrictions. So it says the Black churches in Florida step in to teach Black history amid restrictions. Christian Broadcast Network, Hillary Powell. Black History Month has been recognized by every president since Gerald Ford in 1976. But with the interpretation of that history now under scrutiny in states like Florida, some Black congregations are returning to their own roots, serving as both the church house and schoolhouse. This is definitely what we should have never stopped doing. Why did we stop doing it? during Reconstruction, right? Susie King Taylor. Let me see. Susie King Taylor. It was a black Civil War nurse. So let's do it this way. Let's see if I can. Susie King Taylor. Let's try it this way. I don't know. Maybe I should just do it this way. Okay. So this is Susie King Taylor. So Susie King Taylor, she was a Civil War nurse. Okay, so during the Civil War, she was a slave at first, and during the Civil War, she got out of slavery. She was a nurse. The black troops. Susie King Taylor, she was a teacher, nurse, achieved many firsts in her lifetime, and which is just a white supremacist thing. First this and first that. Black folks would just do what we had to do to survive. So Susie King Taylor, she was a teacher, nurse, and she wrote this book as the author of Reminiscences of My Life in camp with the 33rd United States Colored Troops. So she was their nurse, right? So she was taking care of them. She was healing them, okay, with love. This is a series, this is part of the troops, because the nurse, the people who are taking care of your injured soldiers, this is part of the success that the black people had when we took back our freedom from the enslavement. See, they don't want to tell you your history from your own eyes. And keep in mind, guys, make sure y'all press the thumbs up button. This is an open show, so if you guys do want to come up, you can press the link and come on up here. We can have a conversation. We're just going over random stuff and basic things, okay? So this is an open show. But right now, this right here is, okay, so if we're depending on the state of Florida to teach us about Susie King Taylor, how come y'all don't know about her? Y'all don't know nothing about this woman. But you know about, what's this? What's that damn thing? She's got a coin. She's got a coin. I forgot what it's called. The Elizabeth something. Some white feminist, basically, who didn't like that black men had the chance to vote after the Civil War, and so she was part of the women's suffrage movement. Susan B. Anthony, or something like that. Okay, so the thing is, women's suffrage is the white woman's ability to vote. And so it's a feminist thing, which is part of what's tearing our community apart, because a lot of black people are now, trying to get into this feminist ideology. But are we going to depend on the state of Florida to teach about our people? Hell no. So what happened here with Susie King Taylor? So she published her book, and when she published her book, her memoir of her wartime experiences, you know what? Nobody bought it. Nobody knew her. She was broke. She was just a regular woman in Savannah. So she knew how to read and write, though. Guess what black folks needed to learn how to read and write, because they were free, right? So she was used to be sneaking during slavery to teach black people how to read and write. But now she set up a school, okay? So she set up a school, and people came to her house, grown adults and children came to her house, her area. She was making money now, teaching people how to read, teaching black people how to read. Susie Baker was born into slavery near Savannah, Georgia, 1848, despite Georgia's harsh laws against formal education for black people or African Americans, which we're not. Let me show you guys what an African American is, okay? Just so you know, which we're different. The reason why they call you African American is because they want to make you equivalent to foreigners. We are not, transplants. We're not transplants. So that's an African American. Barack Obama is an African American. His father is from Africa, and he was born in America. So Hawaii is America. Let's not play. Okay. So Elon Musk is a South African American. Okay. So that's what an African American is. And an Indian, and some of the black people decides to try to. Now, this is what I do have to agree, which I usually defend our black people. We are native to this land, but we're not Indians. And uh, even federally recognized Native Americans don't want to be called Indians. But there's a lot of black folks, especially some of these people who say, "Oh, our correct identification is American Indian." Hell no, it's not. Even the federally recognized. I took this picture in the Starbucks. They don't call themselves Indian. Let's see. Do we find on here? It's called an Indian, Native American heritage. We reflect on the importance of preserving indigenous. So that's the closest you get to Indian in English. Indigenous, not Indian, because India is India. So that equates you to Kamala Harris and them. In Vivek, this is an Indian American. His lineage is directly from the land called India. So is Kamala Harris. She's an American Indian. She was born in America, so they say, and but her heritage is Indian. Right. Those are African Americans. We're not. So back to so I had to put that out there because there's people out here in this world who just want to, it's like facts don't matter to us. And this is what we got to stop doing because our arguments and debates, everything is not sports. Some stuff is real and it does need truth. And you got to, okay, maybe I was wrong. Just like there was a conversation earlier. Let's see. So look. So this is Susie King Taylor. So, and you should get her book. Get her book on Amazon. Have it in your house. Teach your own Black history. Look, that's all you got to do. Look at this. Easy. Susie King Taylor. It's a very good book. Dude, do you know how much you would learn just knowing this? Here it is, $8. How come you don't know about this? How come you didn't force your children to read this book yet? How come you didn't know that it was Black women taking care of Black men who were fighting for our freedom from the slavery white supremacists? Okay? This is what they were fighting from. This is the trauma. She's a beautiful woman too. Look at this. So the thing is, she was out there. She didn't have any money at first when she wasn't famous. Her book wasn't famous. Nobody knew who she was. She was just a regular woman. So she was out there working. She did get married because she's a beautiful woman. Her husband died in an accident because he was out there working at a plant and he somehow, I guess whatever they was doing, he ended up dead. I don't know. They didn't really explain that in the book that I read. Her husband ended up dead. She was broke still. So she's making money teaching people how to read. Taylor was married to Sergeant Edward King of the 1st South Carolina in 1862. Together they remained with the unit until it was mustered out of service in 1866. Post-war, the Kings moved to Savannah, Georgia. She hoped to continue her teaching career and open a private school for the children of freedmen. This is important because this is the proper designation in law for our community, our people. Okay. But all of us aren't that. So it's really not. I can't say this is necessarily proper designation for all of us because we're just the original people here. Okay. Unfortunately, her husband died the same year, and a public school opening caused her private school to fall. So Black people were teaching each other how to read after the war. This forced the white people in the state, because the Black folks were in control of their educating their own children. And because white people understand how civilization moves, and they understand that you have to get children early to indoctrinate them, they, because Susie had the charge to educate. And so now here it is, the white people was going to educate the children for free. Okay. And the people's like, okay, we're sorry, Miss Taylor. We're going to send them to the white man. And from then on, the white folks had control of our education and indoctrination and made us believe in their stuff. Latin, Rome, Europe's history. Okay. We didn't know anything about the Moors. We didn't know anything about, the native ancestries. We didn't know about Bass Reeves. We didn't know about Susie King Taylor. We didn't know about how many black people served in the Civil War, and the fact that we know these stuff now because we have been working real hard to educate people. But we didn't know that if it wasn't for black folks entering into the Civil War, then the North would have lost. Okay, we know this. We know this. And we have several different accounts that's telling us that these folks would have lost if they didn't do this. So when they gave black folks the reparations, they took the reparations back. There you go. What's up, brother? Yeah, they took the damn
I'm back.
reparations back. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. They took the reparations from us because that was Andrew Johnson. A lot of us don't know that. If they had just didn't kill what's his name? Abraham Lincoln.
Kennedy.
Lincoln.
Yeah. You're right. Abraham Lincoln. I don't know why I said Kennedy. Cause I
No,
guess because
because
they killed him too.
right. They tried to do because Kennedy seen the same thing. So if you understand, see, this is something that is, dude, this is a lot. Oh, it's just a lot. Okay. Because when you actually place the truth above feelings of what we were necessarily trained into believing, if you put facts and truth, now sometimes you can't verify the truth. So yeah, you're gonna have your faith, and that's good. You're supposed to do that. But like if certain truth is all indications really, and it's truly verifying everything is harmonizing, because some of the factors of truth is that it harmonizes with each other, even those totally separate incidents. Like if you look at Susie King Taylor, then you look at Harriet Jacobs' account. These people didn't know each other. Harriet Jacobs is another woman who
That's
grew up
interesting, Mike.
late. Huh?
I said that's interesting what you said because I mean that's how the word operates.
Mm-hmm.
When the account of Jesus's life is given
Mm-hmm.
by the different apostles, they
Right.
say the same thing, but they say it from like different perspectives.
Right. Yes. And see, that's what we got to understand. And that was part of the conversation that you had also that we were talking about. Let me see if I can find that.
With Mark
With
with
yeah,
Mark and
where's the Facebook family? Oh, this is one we can look at. Just I want to
he
touch
one
it
of them
also.
ones that ain't coming back.
Well, I mean, the thing is, see, this is how I look at it. I don't think God looks at us as individuals. He looks at us as a line. Meaning, just like in the desert. You remember when when Moses and the children of Israel, right? He was like,
Hmm.
okay, y'all murmuring in the wilderness. Dude, you murmuring. What's up with you murmuring?
Talking under your breath.
What's up with all this damn murmuring and shit? You know what I'm saying? You seen all the miracles. I done already did it. You couldn't do it yourself. I came in,
Nope.
God was like, blam blam. You seen the little miracles. Here it is. I got you. It happened the way I said. And here we getting our freedom, and you sitting up here murmuring. Okay, go into the little land. Well, damn, it's giants there. You can't do that. How we gonna do that? We can't do that. How we gonna do that? Well, God says do it. But we can't do that. I mean, we tried before and they beat us. Them giants down there. Tell God to take care of them giants first. All right, I'll just let y'all die. But guess who I'm gonna take? Because I've already made a promise. He didn't make a promise to that individual. He made a promise to the line of Abraham, the line of Jacob, the line of Isaac. Okay. So that's why I don't be listening. I mean, I understand some of them gonna be murmuring, niggas murmur. It's
you know
there.
who
It's like
murmurs? You know who murmurs the most?
who?
Ungrateful niggas.
Of course. This is just that's why I said, like, I don't because I don't get surprised by people because it's like, especially if if you see, okay, oh, this is what it means. Oh, so all right, so let's do this one. All right, so let's do this one. So let me go back to this thing. Now, let me finish this little point. So with the history thing, okay, they did this to control our minds. They took that, see, because she and others, there was many black folk who were teachers, right? Because there was people who went to the north, not just the north, but there's people who went to, people don't understand this. Let's do this here. I'm just going to show a couple things. There's people, a lot. So if you notice, there's more black folks actually in the island and in the South, right? We went to Mexico too. There's some Mexican black people. There's called a thing called the Black Seminoles. This has come directly from John Horace, his people. These are black folks who were in let's do it this way. I'll show the books, Black Seminoles. Let's do it that way. I mean, like, these are things, dude. This was over a 30-year war or legacy that it actually produced. It's the precursor of the Black Wall Street and the people over there in the Trail of Tears. They act like the Trail of Tears was all these red Native Americans. It wasn't. It was black Native Americans. It's so crazy. They sent them up to Oklahoma, and this is in history. These people, their families, wrote this stuff. This is a good book. I have this one. You should have this stuff. They're really good books, and they're true. This is their family writing this stuff. This is this man's grandson. This is when they was, because his grandfather was John Horace, which is one of the main leaders of the Black Seminole legacy thing. But it's like the Gullah Geechee, all of that is connected over there in the Dismal Swamp, all of that stuff. Like, this is a history we know pieces of just because it's our family, but like there's people who went down and did the so like this John Horace. I don't have this, a man called Horace, but his actual artwork of so this is the real Underground Railroad here, where most people went. They didn't go north. Most of them went south. Okay, they went to first. They were going to Florida because Florida was under Spanish rule, and black folks was controlling that because the Spain couldn't they couldn't leave troops there because they had to defend other parts of their territory. So they were like, any slaves that could get there, arm them up, y'all have that. So Andrew Jackson is the one that went down there and beat that up. He stopped it and killed people. And marched them to Oklahoma. And so, yeah. And then, it's just a whole story. Like I said, it's a whole history. Like, seriously, we
Now,
don't know what we don't know. I'll say it that way.
now, you, now I understand why early in the day I was listening to 1380 and they were comparing Trump to I'm not saying I agree. I'm not saying
Andrew
it's a
Jackson.
fact. Yeah,
Andrew.
yeah, they were comparing
No,
Trump
he
to Andrew
said it.
Jackson.
Trump said Andrew Jackson is his favorite president. It's a good
Really?
comparison. It's good. Yeah, he
Well,
said
I
it.
mean, hold on. I mean, he hasn't done those things. They,
No, no,
they.
no. He said
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying how they were framing it. The way
right.
I mean, I understand from what you said earlier. I understand why they said it, meaning, the host and the guests on 1380 because they, believe Trump is going to march us back to slavery and on the plantation and
Well, Andrew
all this different
Jackson,
stuff.
if you look at it, see there and see that's why I don't like partial history. I should buy this damn book here. I didn't see this one. Anyway, but Andrew Jackson, and I ain't gonna go all deep into that. But like I said, there's certain little dude. This when you start doing this history, can't nobody mess with you. Can't nobody tell
Yeah.
you nothing. Okay. This is why I keep telling people there's a confidence that we had when you had W.E.B. Du Bois and Marcus Garvey and all these people and
Uh,
all of these people who were doing stuff for black people, this in George Washington Carver and all these people, it's more
okay.
people than that.
I'll give
They
you
were
two and three. That number one, WEDB, E.B. Du Bois, he was running with Margaret Sanger. And I just found that out like maybe a month ago.
okay, but see, this is what I'm saying. This is why I said the same thing with the King, Dr. King thing. You can't just like if somebody did something bad, you say it and say this here is why this was wrong. Okay. So the thing is though, you can't eliminate what a person has done. Okay, because W.E.B. Du Bois has a lot, okay, that I disagree with that he was arguing for at different stages of his life. But see,
Hmm.
this is why, but when we understand how stuff works, even in our own lives, there's stuff that we did when we was younger that we won't do later. W.E.B. Du Bois also is the one said why I won't vote. Did you see that one?
Okay. Nah.
When he told you, well, see, that's what I'm saying. That he said it, and it's the same reason why we said the same reason. Let me just pull it up real quick, just to show you this reference. So, I mean,
I mean,
people
that's
who
great, but
look,
advocating for the deletion of our people,
see, that's where you're wrong.
that's that.
See, that's where you go too far. See,
Wait, wait, wait,
you
wait,
can't
wait. How am I wrong? Hold on. How am I
tell you
wrong
why.
when we know what
Tell you why.
Margaret Sanger said?
Hold on. Let me tell you why you're
Go
wrong.
for it.
Because just because she did that, okay, we would have to find out where the boys is telling us to delete our children. You see what I'm saying? And I necessarily haven't even now I have looked into this stuff. I'm not saying that you're wrong that he did not have contact with Sanger, which they both were in New York. I'm sure they would have had that kind of contact.
New
Some
York, a big place.
well, yeah, you're still gonna have some sort of contact because they're a person who is doing things. They have money and all that kind of stuff. Keep in mind, I don't agree with W.E.B. Du Bois working with Spingarn. Okay, which is
Vanguard.
the one who's the Jew. He set up the NAACP because there was
Oh, yeah.
well, the
I
thing is, see,
mean,
you look at
don't this
NAACP.
sound? Hold on. Don't this sound like a pattern is forming?
No,
I
because
didn't
you
know
don't.
about that.
Well, you don't. You're not. It's a pattern, but if you ignore the good part, and just focus on something that's negative, then you're not really taking your. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if somebody did that to you or me, it's not a real accurate because you can't ignore any truth. This is a negative part. You're not going to pretend like it
Yes.
didn't happen. Why would I pretend like this didn't happen? But oh, the same individual did this thing. Why would I pretend
Okay.
like that
Okay.
didn't happen? Okay.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think it's a coincidence?
I don't know. I got to investigate it. It's history. It's for us to learn
Yeah.
from.
Yeah. It's history. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying, did it? Is it happenstance that he formed the NAACP, which now means uh niggas against the advancement of colored people, and probably always has been. When you add the element of Spingard, uh, and his association, although we might not know all the details, we know what Margaret Sanger was.
See, that's what you're
Is
doing, and
that?
that's something that.
I'm just asking. Is it? Did
Oh
that?
no,
You think that's?
I'm telling you,
Go
this is
ahead.
why that thought process is not going to serve us properly. The reason why, let me tell you why here, because there
I'm
is
listening.
no. You can go through this life. There is no person who goes through this life without sin. Okay,
Okay.
it don't happen. Okay, there's no person when you get in a famous sort of position here, everything that you do, every decision that you make in your life is scrutinized. And just like if someone was to do, let's say they would scrutinize every single aspect of your life from now since you was 10, and you would probably be able to explain those things, but they didn't know. And so that pattern just looks bad to them. If they, especially if they just ignore the good little parts and just focus on the bad parts to them. And it's bad to them. So like if I tell you some of the bad things only that WEB that I believe W.E.B. Du Bois did, then you'd be like, oh yeah, he was a bad person. But then I can go to you and tell you, well, he did keep a track record. He was a teacher. He was this, and I just ignore it. And I don't tell you no bad stuff. I just tell you good stuff. And you'd be like, oh no, he was a great guy. you
Yeah.
know,
No.
these are people who see you can't do that. The thing is, these people, but you just like you believe the stuff that you're doing in your life is true and right, they actually believe this stuff, and they don't have the history uh, of failures of this or that we had. There's a whole different context in that world, and so that's all I'm saying is like we got to be real careful because we're not. If you can't, I think that's a big mistake when we write people off. Oh, this is a villain. Period. Because I've seen this and he was this, or this is a villain because we know this and that. Uh, well, just this is a human being. Okay, they made this mistake. That turned out wrong. This turned out beneficial. This one turned out wrong. So
Oh, okay. Well, let
it's
me
just
add two things.
science. Hmm. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so he, if I'm not mistaken, the talented 10th started with W.E.B. Du Bois, right?
Well, they say that he thought of that concept, but you got to realize his concept of it is different than it turned out. This is what he thought of.
Yep. Oh,
So
okay. I mean, I take your word for that, but
why? Don't
I
take my
mean,
word for it. That's the problem. No,
oh,
his
okay. Well, I'm not gonna take your word for that, and
yeah, don't
he,
take my word for it. This is from what I read. I'm just telling you my opinion from what I read of his. Okay,
okay, that
he was
it
thinking.
from what we see now, it didn't turn out the way he might have thought about it. I
Okay,
mean, that
so
gets a little cloudy when you merge that with Spingard and the NAACP. because I mean
So
that
let me ask you this question. So what was he not supposed to try to start the NAACP?
not with them.
Well, somebody tried to do it beforehand. That's what I was about to tell you. But
That's
this was
fine, and that's what should have happened if it's with
no, it
us
did
and
happen.
about us.
It did happen. But
Yeah,
that's
and
what
I
I'm
said, and that's fine because that would have been a for us by us type deal.
saying.
But when you involve, especially them,
Okay, hold on.
we run into issues.
Okay, they ran into issues the first time. See, that's what I'm saying. We got the chance to study stuff. See, when we be jumping, I don't think it's good to do that. These are people who believed in what they were trying to do. The same way you're thinking now, and you like, this is how I do it, and this is the smart way. They're thinking the same thing. But the difference is you got a chance to look at every step that they made and literally give them a chance. Think of it. Look at what they were doing. Look at what they were saying, and not just what they were saying, but look at what others were saying about them at the times. And then you can come up with
Okay,
a smarter. You can come up with a smart. Like as soon as you jump to, I feel like this is when we jump to a conclusion, just hearing a few things. That's the Burger King age. That's the internet age. That's not
oh,
going to help us. That's not really going to help us because look, like I was saying before, if from his perspective. So let's go into that just real quick.
oh,
I'm just
okay.
going to
What?
touch on it because you just said you're doing this here. T. Thomas Fortune. I'm showing you what the context of at that time before the NAACP happened.
I mean, what? Hold on, but let's not get too far from WEB.
No,
When
we not. See,
okay,
that's what
think
I'm trying to tell you. See, because you
okay.
got to
I
look
mean, that's
before you
all
even
right.
make the decisions that you're making. This part
I
you
mean,
should know. I'm gonna pull up something for you. Just hold on one
I,
second. I mean, you can say what you want to say, but I'm just saying, just keep in
yeah. Why
mind.
you pulling it up? I mean, it's open. Okay, so before what I learned a month ago, before what you
Mhm.
said tonight, uh, and I have always known that Talented Ten started with WEB, whether it turned out how he wanted it or not. When we look at what we were taught in the Black History were taught, the things we just learned weren't included.
Okay, exactly.
Like you said, if we're only told good things, then that's what we're gonna think until we get more information. And that's not to discount whatever good they may have done. I'm just saying that we weren't given the full picture. And that
Right.
goes into, what you were saying about, Black history and that we should be teaching it. Now, when it comes to Florida,
Mhm.
yeah, we could, take the view of Al Sharpton and the others who said, well, Florida, the worst place ever, don't go there. They stopped teaching Black history. But then when you find out the details that, well, I mean, it wasn't just that they, will say, we ain't teaching this no more, to hell with it. No, it was because in this Black history they decided to teach, they wanted to include, and I wasn't sure the man's name until I don't know if you saw that part of the conversation on Facebook, that, that they started including, um, I call it the confused curriculum. If you read the first comment I made on your post
Uh-huh.
about good, well, they not including the confused curriculum, and later on in the comments, James L. Johnson just said that well his name is Marsha. Well, he said her name is Marsha P. Johnson. Should that not be included
I
in
know.
Black history?
I'll pull that up too. Let me go to that so people can actually see. This is the same. Is this the same? Is that this a different one, huh?
No,
Is
I
this
think
the
it's the
same?
same.
Well, let's
I think it's
see.
the same
See that because I know what you're
because
talking about. See, we are children should be taught not lie. All
Yeah.
right, seven
I mean,
dollars United States Army church traditions, yada yada, this, and that. Let me see here. Nope, nope. Okay.
oh yeah, that's it. That's it. It's close because
Person
I
was
see
black.
James.
You cannot change anything. Oh, okay. So Johnson was founding member of the Gay Liberation Front.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Okay, and then
it's not.
Leon,
It's not.
and
Hold
let me
on,
tell
Mike.
you
It's
something.
not clear.
Hold on,
It's
hold
not
on,
clear.
hold on. No, it's not
It's not.
full because they don't put
Okay.
everybody's comment on there. So I just put all comments. So now here we
Oh
go.
yeah, yeah.
So
I'm just
now here
saying
we
the
go.
screen isn't clear.
Okay, hold on a second. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me see. Damn, it's not. Oh. Anyway, well, I can put this here. And why can't the black community stop murdering? We got a few trolls. Why can't white people stop stealing and murdering? Why can't Chinese people stop murdering? Why can't Asians and Indians stop murdering and raping? How come Native Alaskans can't stop murdering? How
Oh,
come
who is saying this?
how come the Venezuelans that comes over here can't stop robbing, killing, and stealing and murdering? And how come just get out of here?
Oh, it's somebody in the comments.
Yeah, it's just
In
a
the
little troll.
comments. Huh?
I mean, they could come up, but if you trolling and acting ignorant, you just gonna get. I mean, I let people talk, but certain stuff. Come on, man, that's stupid. Just got here, but y'all talking about some shit. Sound like, yep, I think we are. What's up, Sun Ra? Yes, sir. Make sure y'all share the message, press the thumbs up, let everybody know what's happening. If you want to come up, give
Oh,
us some pointers, come
oh,
up. Yep, you can. The
for,
links should
for
be in
sure,
there.
son. Raw. For
Truth
sure,
don't
son.
hurt.
Raw. We getting into it.
Hey, look, I love when people say this part. Truth hurts. Actually, it doesn't. Truth does not hurt you unless you believed a lie. And then when you went and found out that it was the truth, the fact that you was wrong, that hurts. That's all. But truth is actually good for you. The truth is actually really good for you. Yeah, hey, what's up? What's up?
this
You doing
sound,
good?
this sounded a lot like at the end sounded a lot like Cat Williams. That's all.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Really good. What's up, family? We just talking about the history. We're talking about what's up. Everybody's scared of Donald Trump. Why? I don't understand. We're just going through some of our internet conversations and debates that we had earlier today. And like I said, anybody can come up. We're doing the history part right now about some of the stuff that happened. But right now, we were going through the WE, the boys, and I was trying to I like I said, me and Leroy disagree on some stuff because Leroy, he just once he see it's over for you, once you do a couple things, he gonna cut you off. He ain't listening to you. You gonna go down there to the wilderness and get burned in the sea of everlasting death. Go on down there
hey,
with
I
Satan.
got
Go on down there with
right here,
Satan.
Mike. Right here, Mike. I got it. Release
Uh-huh.
the hounds.
That's right.
Release-
Hey,
it ain't
funny.
that
He
serious.
said,
It ain't
and
that
look,
serious,
and,
man.
and look what our troll said. He says exactly. Well, at least you agree with me. See, we agreed here. See, this is hope. See, that's what I like.
Exactly.
I'm looking for agreement. I'm not trying to be, you know how I do stuff, Leroy. So
Oh
exactly, you
man.
were wrong. So it hurt me. Okay, let's see. Maybe did it hurt me? I don't know. Yeah, we working on our stuff. Black people, Black American, we're working on our stuff. This person, he wants to argue about Egyptian stuff. Y'all are claiming
Wow.
Egyptian or Israelite or Native American or Irish. You have no truth. Interesting. Well, it,
Somebody calls themselves nobody.
no.
Times two.
It's fun. Like I'm giving them a little attention because I do, and Leroy knows this about me. I do like sometimes I like people like this, and because they're having fun, I'm having fun. Like I said, it's sometimes it's sports, but right now we're gonna keep on our thing. All right. So good luck, everybody. And like I said, we do have I think my link is still up there. So it's there. You can join.
Yeah. If you had the courage of your convictions, come up.
No, you can come up.
hit,
I
hit the
yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you got the courage of your convictions, come up. Hit the link. Hit the
I'm not.
cash out. Hit the PayPal.
No, I'm not big enough for Cash App right now. I'm not big enough for PayPal and all that stuff. I'm not
No,
asking.
no, man, that's a joke.
Yeah, I ain't asking for no money from y'all. Like and subscribe, share it. Do your thing. Spread it like that. One is it. Just read it all, you liar. The mad respect. Well, I mean, like I said, we all having fun on this internet sometimes. But let's get back to this point because this is what we were talking about over here.
Yeah, yeah, hit them all comments.
Yeah, so you were saying, so your comment said basically, hopefully, so we're talking about this. This is what happened today. We basically posted this. Uh, this is because they stopped teaching Black history, and so the churches decide they're gonna teach it. And I said, I think that's good because we need a swift kick in our ass so that we can start doing for ourselves because we're mad that the state is not doing for us something that we should really be doing for ourselves. That's my belief.
Okay, yeah.
So
And I'm
I
right there
posted
with you.
that. Yeah, that's just what I believe. So I posted that
Yeah.
on oh shoot, I see you just sent me something on Messenger. I'll play
Oh
it.
yeah, you have got to play that. Not
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
but you have got they talking about racism out here in these streets. It's all in your face, right? Right when you play that clip. But we're gonna
Right,
get to it. We'll get there.
right. So you said hopefully they're gonna leave out the confused curriculum and
Yep.
which is that's the reason why the state banned it. And you said rightfully
Hmm.
so. Mark said, let's hope they are leaving out your white savior you call Jesus Christ. That's
Yeah.
what Mark said. And because
And
he
that
knew
kicked
he
off a whole nother deal.
kicked off the religious thing. And
But
then he said he
before we get to that, hold on. Before we get to
go ahead.
that, go down to James L. Johnson, where he replied first. And where
Hold on a
is it?
second. Let's see. We're just going through little stuff, y'all. This is not no
Well,
main thing, but we just hitting little this and that.
I think it's below that. No, no, this Jonathan. Keep going.
Jonathan B. Smith. I don't think that one is on here.
James,
You
keep
talking about?
going. It's James L. Johnson. Keep going.
Hold on a second. Yeah, because Facebook deletes some comments. It don't really delete it, but it hides some of them.
Yes, they like to shuffle the deck.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily like some of that, but
Yeah, they like to confuse the
hey, I
conversation
don't see that.
so it can't
I
be
think
followed.
this is the part where you talking about with the gay thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So he said, James says basically,
Back up a
hold
little bit more. Hold
on, say, oh, this one, James L. Johnson, Leroy Stanley. You mean how the Republicans see? Anyway, you
No,
mean how the
no, go
Republicans?
right back. Right. No, you know what? Go ahead. Read it. Read it. Read it.
Okay, hold on a second. So Leon was on here. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So Leon, he was talking about he studied some of the people I wrote here, yada yada. So you mean how the Republicans who run this state says the dishes learn skills? I don't understand that part.
Yeah.
The dishes
Exactly.
learn skills in slavery, or how the one in Texas called the slaves immigrants. Which I kind of agree with James on that because they was talking some weird shit in Texas, calling the slaves workers, all that silly shit, which is this is what they did, man. Uh,
Yeah.
and and then
Yeah.
they were disrespecting our people, burning churches, that kind of thing. This is what they
Hmm.
believe got them into power over us. So they're going to try to repeat that because they feel like they're losing power over us, which they are. Some of us don't want to be in power over ourselves, but it's going to have to happen. So you was like, no, I'm talking about Black gender massacre who died at Stonewall being celebrated as part of Black history. Okay. Now you was
Yeah,
like,
I made it real clear.
so you was like Leroy Marsha P. Johnson. Now let's look at that. I do have a take on that. Now we gonna show that this is a good piece of history here. I'm gonna show y'all this. Now I'm gonna take this position here. I understand. Oh my god.
Oh hell, that's all it takes.
Okay. All right. Here it is. I'm gonna do this. Here it is. Lord have mercy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
Born Malcolm Michael.
But the reason why I'm gonna say this here, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it this way. I gotta play one of my clips that I always play. You recognize this clip, but this is the reason why this is a sign of a period of Black history. But hold on.
What?
Dr. Mark Breedlove at Michigan.
Hold on a second. Yeah, you remember that clip, right? But I want people to see that clip because that is what they did. He was the first experiment.
Oh wow.
Right. Jesus Christ isn't white, nor does anyone I know of any race believe that he was white. And it's true. And then somebody said Jesus, this
who said that?
Goes to leave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's cool. And that's true. It's true. Irish were
Oh boy, here we go.
Hey,
one of them.
Look, I got a meme for that, but I'm not
gonna what?
No, it's fine. They were indentured servants. It was not before blacks. Okay. The first ones was the indigenous natives. I know in native tribes I know people from native tribes who are these tribes are federally recognized, and they will tell you straight up they took slaves among each other. Now the tribe in Africa,
but if we reading this correctly, nobody is saying he's Irish, right?
Yeah,
the Irish were slaves before blacks in America and set free after. We don't cry about it nonstop. We just keep moving. If he's talking about the Irish in America, they were actually indentured servants. And they were released after because there's a time period for indentured servants. There isn't a time period for slavery. That ends when the master of the slave decides it ends, not before.
Okay.
Unless how things played out here, Civil War, the government got involved, passed some laws, that type thing. But if we remove that, the government involvement, and we just talking about master and slave, slavery ends when the master says it ends, not when the slave decides. Unless they do something.
Right. I exactly, unless they do something. And most of our native and mixed, and it's a whole history. We can go into it. We do sometimes go into that. Keep staying
mixed native.
Subscribe because we are natives, and we can go into that. But let's keep on this point here. I want to keep on this point. Guys, white people, you can come up here. We have some white people to come up here. You guys can say your white supremacy stuff. Just my thing is like, look, just don't try to come up here over talking too much because we're gonna let you know are good, but we're gonna let it be known. We're over here. We're going for Black power. We really don't want to be in your business. You want to be white over there, but we gotta have our reparations, our power, all that kind of thing. If you put Irish before you put Choctaw, you're white. So anyway, all right, just so you know. Okay, that's okay though.
Chop talk.
It's fine though. That's fine. But look, so the thing is this person, okay,
Oh
this is what y'all
gosh.
arguing. This is what y'all's arguing about. This person was in jail. Okay. Now everybody watched this video because they were experimenting during that time. Remember, we had in Black America in the 60s, in the 50s, we had all these little revolutions. We had the Black Panthers, we had the Black Guerrilla Family, we had, NAA, well, the NAACP. It was a little more radical at that time. They were doing a lot of lawyering for Black folks, which they were doing good stuff in some cases. I'll say it that way. That's why I said, you gotta, look, you gotta be careful. And, so there was a lot of organizations doing the Black radical thing, which is good for us. It ended up good for us as our people, right? And so, right, yeah, it's a lot of this hate, this is what it makes it easier for them to run people. So, right, yeah, go ahead, go somewhere then. Thanks. All right, so the thing is, look,
did he just self delete?
no, it's okay. It's fine when nobody's asking nobody to be here. I actually am asking you to be here, but I'm not going to play no games. So look, nobody. All right, so this person, Marsha P. Johnson, okay, during that time, the government, especially in California, Reagan, okay, and Nixon, and then there was a whole effort, an underground effort by NK Ultra, all of these this stuff. They were like, okay, we need to figure out how to fix this. I played some of this earlier. It's called weaponizing the food. There's a whole thing on it, but this here is just a little clip just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. How they were learning, they were using the prisoners as experimental
Guinea pigs.
right, and then they figured this out here before birth. Now look,
University says he can take this male rat and make it. Dr. Mark Breedlove at Michigan State. Dr. Mark Breedlove.
So look the person up yourself. This is true for white and Black folks because now white folks are mad about their numbers. Their numbers, their repopulation numbers are not repopulating. And Donald Trump has a problem with that. He said it. He's like their repopulation numbers, they're losing numbers, they're having a big problem. Okay. And they're sick of it. They gotta repopulate. White people need to start having babies. So how many kids do you have, bro? So the thing is, they're not having kids. So because they were using all of these drugs in the environment, trying to poison other people, and it got on y'all. But let's look.
At Michigan State University says he can take this male rat and make it behave like a female for the rest of its life and vice versa for a female just by altering the hormones it's exposed to right at birth. Because rats are born underdeveloped, that's roughly the same as altering a third trimester human fetus in the womb. But first, he said, I'd need a crash course in rat sex.
He's a Romeo.
He's Romeo. Ooh, look at him.
Male rats like Romeo mount any rat that comes their way. In the mating process, the female, that's her being dropped on top of him, performs something called lordosis, where she lifts her head and rump.
Now, what if Romeo here goes after a male?
The male will seem profoundly indifferent.
But Breedlove says he can change all that. He gave this female rat a single shot of the male sex hormone testosterone at birth. Now grown up, she will never perform lordosis. But this male rat will. Take a look. He was castrated at birth, depriving him of testosterone.
So you created a gay rat.
All right, so they have told y'all this here. They've been experimenting. Now, some people, when I play this, they be like, well, I ain't no rat shit. I don't want to hear that shit. That's a rat. That ain't me. I'm like, bro, like they've long used rats, monkeys as proxies for human beings. So they know the physiology of these type of rats tells them something of how these type of drugs will affect humans. Okay, they're not using these damn animals just because they want to see how rats turn gay. No, they can't do this. They were not. They were prohibited of doing experiments on humans. Okay, which they really want to do, which they did. See, there's Marsha. Now in jail,
Malcolm.
whatever his damn name
Malcolm.
is. Okay. So this is what I had to find out because I was on y'all side 100%. I thought that these people just wanted to do this. Some of these people are exposed to these type of chemicals early on. Okay. Their mothers were told to take progesterone as birth controls. And progesterone in the Norplant, which is some of this shit that they put in a arm and all kind of stuff that girls were
Okay.
doing.
Okay. Well,
But
Mike,
that was the same drug that they were given to these men in jail. It was called chemical castration. And he was the first one who, when they were given some, because they were, well, and like I said, I got the research. I'll probably post it just to post it, just so I can see it. But right now, I'm just going to say it. They were doing these experiments on these men in the 60s and 70s in jails, especially in California. But the men, just because they gave them like estrogen and stuff, the men were not turning gay like that. But then they started figuring out, okay, they had to also be encouraged.
tweak the formula.
Well, yeah, they tweak the formula, but they also encourage it socially. Then they'll let some men, like if you see, they have this thing called a Romeo.
Dr. Mark Breedlove.
Oh.
This thing that they call it a Romeo. It'll have sex with anything. That's like P. Diddy. Okay. So yeah.
And Wayne Brady.
Right. Yeah. All of these people that are messing with anything. And it's women too. So they did these experiments and they figured out the formula. So, we got to encourage rape in prison. So nowadays they encourage it. They just let you and all the y'all are white. I hate when people do this here. Oh, it's Jews, not whites, nigga. all y'all is just white. But anyway, this is what they were doing. So when we see this, it's a sign of what they were trying to create. And now, from this period of time, we look at today, everybody is coming out with this stuff. There he is. So,
Okay, so Mike, let me ask this question. And I don't know because I'm not in Florida and haven't done this research. And you probably haven't either, but I'm just putting it on the table. Do you think, excuse me, do you think in the version of Black history that Florida was teaching, do you think they were teaching this aspect of what Marshall P. Johnson, better known as Malcolm Michaels, as an experiment by the government to try and influence our community to become confused, or do you think they were teaching about Marsha P. Johnson and going by what James Johnson said? It seems as if it was being taught in a way of celebrating what Malcolm Michaels became, not that this was a government experiment, like how we learned about the Tuskegee experiment. We didn't learn that, they were just trying to, figure out a way to fight syphilis. They wasn't really hurting us. No, we learned that they was hurting us.
Right.
So were they teaching about Malcolm to help us and let us know, hey, the government up to something, or were they using it to hurt us to make us think that this is okay?
Yeah, I
I'm
think
gonna
they do. Go ahead.
go ahead. No, I was just gonna say I would say the latter. I
Right.
would say the latter, that they weren't teaching it to be warning us. It was to teach us to, hey, yeah, you can choose that. He did, and he was black. Look at that.
Right. Yeah, and I agree with you there. To me, all of these histories, you can tell the truth, but then a lot of times people put a narrative on it, and so yeah, that's the thing. We got to have. That's why I said like the narrative's got to be something that actually is going to help the people to elevate. We can't be telling the truth, just like what nobody said. He's talking about Irish stuff, whatever he
Slaves,
said.
yeah. They were slaves before black people. Out of here.
Yeah.
I'm glad he left.
Negroes
Or did
paid
he?
for integration because the white man taught you civil. Yeah. No, nigga.
Well
Yeah.
played, sir. Well played.
No, bro.
Okay. Hey, but I found the post. Let me read what James L. Johnson said in response to when I said no. I'm talking about. He says, "Yeah, that was Marsha P. Johnson. You don't want her name. You don't want her mentioned. Johnson was
her,
later murdered.
her.
Yeah. You called it. Johnson was later murdered. You got anyone else you want stricken from the record? How about Bayard Rustin?
Oh my God.
Yes.
They are roasting this guy. But I mean, you know what? I'm gonna tell you straight up. If it's relevant, I don't necessarily think that people needs to be stricken, but the proper narrative that's going to assist the community in developing properly. We got to understand what was a mistake. People, like I said before, people believe in what they're thinking. So I want to be fair with people. I don't care, because I want people to be fair with me, and and I think I'm trying to just come to the right conclusion that's going to actually be more powerful. The truth is what I look at, I care about. I don't necessarily care about we be trying to prove certain stuff, and I mean I understand it, but that's just not me. Uh, you know, just like you were saying with the what's this? I was trying to find another thing. Yeah, just
Well,
like you were saying with WE to be the boys and stuff. It's like, if that's what happened, that's what happened. But this doesn't mean necessarily that you can throw, because the one of the good things about somebody like him is he has a documented uh view. So a lot of times you look at your history not necessarily to take the same position as the person whose narrative that you're listening to, because their writings are not Bible. Okay. Their writings are what they believe or what they thought. That's it. Okay. But it's not, that's all it is. So the thing is you're learning just, okay, this is what they were seeing. This is their viewpoint from somebody who lived in that, who lived at that time. You didn't live in that time. You don't know like right now we have this time that we live in. We remember stuff that's fresh in our mind, like the election, like Kamala Harris, like if somebody's looking at our writings, let's say 100 years from now or 50 years from now, they're not going to know the context of history that we're in. Oh, the reason why they did this is because this person they had a failed business, and now they tried it this way. That's what I was showing you with WEB Du Bois, like with T. Thomas Fortune.
uh-huh.
So this is T. Thomas Fortune. He had he was a slave. His father was white. He was real high yellow, but he was black. So the thing is, he was journalist, yada yada, born. He hated the Klan. His father was a white supremacist. And he worked for his father in the the paper or something like that.
Mhm.
And he's, something that we need to look up. So T. Thomas Fortune, we should look him up. He had a good little life, but he has started what was the precursor to the NAACP, right? The way you said it should be. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's called the Negro League, and that's kind of like the Justice League. Remember, we used to grow up and see on the cartoons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And now the
This is what
NAACP has become the Legion of Doom.
right. But see, this is where okay, so it says he started. I'll say, okay, let me just go to this part. During these 2 decades, the crusading journalist also gained fame as an activist who was uncompromising in his defense of the rights of African Americans, which I don't like that term. It's Black Americans. Anyway, in 1887, he organized the National Afro American League. So he was
The
to
NAL.
secure, huh?
The
No, he was
NAL.
right. He was suing these people to secure the defense of the Black community against lynching, riots, and other terrorist violence. Okay, you don't even hear about this. Okay, you don't even
No,
hear about
no.
him. You don't hear
Had no
about
idea.
him because he must have been. I don't care how light skinned he was. He was in their ass, and he was suing their asses. So.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
They were he was securing them against terrorist violence, organized at the state and local level. These branches, so he was organized at the state and local level. These branches of the league served as a model for the later civil rights organizations such as the Niagara Movement. That's the NAACP, the Niagara Movement, and founded in 1905. So really and truly, this is what actually ends up happening here. So the Jewish folks, they noticed that after the slavery and everything, and not just Jews, but mainly them, uh, they were like, oh, the Black folks, they're not in slavery and they're starting to damn form shit
Come together.
to defend themselves. Shit. We don't like that.
Yeah.
So
Mm-mm.
we need to form something for them. Okay.
That we
And
control.
right, that we can influence, because what they did is they end up he was fighting and doing good work, right? But they control, like if you would mail stuff to some of your supporters, then they would stop it in the mail and all kinds of shit like that. So it would mess with you, right? So because they controlled that. So end up they kind of bankrupted his movement. And then they started this thing, the Niagara movement, okay, because they modeled it after him.
Mm-hmm.
Because they was like, okay, we're gonna give them something because they want something to defend them. And so, but it's like we're gonna
So
influence it.
yeah, we're
And
gonna give
so,
them a facade.
right. But so, but some of the people who did get into the NAACP at first, they were believers, okay, in what they were told as defending Black folks. But they wouldn't be allowed to go too far. I'll say it that way. So the lynchings and stuff, they was defending that, but they would be controlled when they went too far to organize like their businesses and all that kind of thing. So so there you go. That's kind of the basis, the context of the W.E. Du Bois thing. And he fell into it. He was a young man at that time, because in 1905, I think he was like, what was that? He was born in 1960. He was born in 1868. So he was like 37. And so he was in there he was in there with them. And he believed in it. Those white people gave him a good game. He believed in it. You didn't have no, like I said, you got to realize this is right after, like a couple of years after slavery, decades, I should say. And these northern white people, they were spitting a good game. Oh yeah, we're gonna fund you. We're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. they didn't have the history of that failing. You see what I'm saying? So it
Yeah,
sounds like, damn, that shit, you gonna fund me and you gonna do it just like y'all's do it? Yeah, just because they
yeah,
have strength, they had B'nai B'rith and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah,
yeah,
he did. So yeah, he was in it. He was in it.
yeah.
And
They
he
gave us
left.
Spellman too.
Yeah, he
Let's
left
not
it.
forget that.
Yeah, Spellman, all that. Morehouse, all these type of stuff. So all of
Yeah,
those black colleges and things like that. And even Tuskegee, because Booker T at that time, he cooned a little, but he always knew what he was doing it for, and he was on the independence thing. Him and W.E.B. Du Bois debated. They weren't enemies though, like that. Like they try to pretend like these people were. They wasn't that bad. They just kind of debated on because W.E.B. Du Bois almost even worked for Booker T in Tuskegee. He almost even worked for them. But like I said, it's better for us to teach this stuff because you let white folks teach it, they're gonna teach it with their narrative. They're gonna sound like nobody. You see how nobody?
well, look, we knew about W.E.B. Du Bois before the recent revelations, and it was all good. And I ain't saying that that uh they did it intentionally, leaving out some of the stuff we learned recently, but it sure seems like it.
This is so funny. But see, this is the history. So nobody is here, right? This is a great example. If you listen to these people to tell you what your folks, so white people trying to tell us what our black folks was telling us. They want to say it though through their narrative. He's gonna tell us what Malcolm X told
Well,
us.
hold on. Yeah, go ahead, read it.
So look now, but the thing is, you got black folks. I can show you right here on them
Nobody should nobody
saying
should hit the link.
no,
He
no,
should
no.
hit the link.
I think he's gone by now. He wouldn't get that stuff
Oh
on here.
no, come on up. I mean,
No,
but
he
y'all
ain't
killed him for telling
off.
the truth.
No, he probably clicked off by now. But what I'm
Oh,
saying, what the reason why that made me notice. Hold on, let's play with. The reason why that made me notice is because I got another dude over here saying the same damn thing that nobody just told me, but this man is black.
oh boy,
And
this sounds
but
this sounds like a Unit 8200 operation.
well, the thing is though, you and him would agree on a lot too. This motherfucker, right? I mean, I agree with him on a lot of stuff, but let's see. What did he say? Hold on a second. Let's see. He be saying that Jews is not the same as white people and all that kind of stuff. He's a big
Oh
Trump supporter.
boy, here we go.
No, but this
Here
is
we
what he
go.
believes. I think he believes this because this is somebody I actually have been seeing him talk for years.
Yeah,
He's been
he's
talking for years.
wow.
Okay, so
Okay.
like this here. So he don't like George Floyd. You know how people, even Candace Owens said George Floyd isn't deserve to be
Canonized.
yeah, doesn't deserve to have a statue. And I'm like, okay, maybe that's true. He didn't do anything in his life, but he don't have a statue because of him. Because he was killed wrongly. That's
Yeah,
and the
but
people.
but that's a little weird, bro.
Yeah,
And
no,
then
but
when they making murals of him all over the country, and one of them gets hit by lightning, I think that's a message.
I don't know. One things get hit by lightning all the time.
Yeah,
The
okay. Well,
come on,
but we talking about a George
every,
Floyd mural. That's not
every they just told you about it. Everything gets hit by
oh,
lightning. Come on.
okay. Yeah,
So,
you know what? I give you another example of something that got hit by lightning that I take as a message. That statue of what we're supposed to believe what Jesus looked like down in Brazil.
Right.
I don't know for sure. I just saw someone do a live, and they managed to get a photo of the lightning bolt actually hitting it. You couldn't even see the head, but you could see how thick the lightning bolt was,
Right.
and it
Well,
wasn't like we'd say normal lightning bolt, and that I don't know, but I would not be surprised if the head is no longer up there because that thing
right.
was thick.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there might be something to it, but the thing is though, like I was telling him, George Floyd is not, um, and like I said, I have respect for him too because we agree on a lot, but I didn't agree with him on that because it's no reason for us to tear down George Floyd. There's no upside for black people to do that. Okay,
Oh wow, no, he's still in the chat. Oh
they gave
no,
him
he
a
might be
statue.
gone.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave him a statue, right? So let me see here. So they gave this a statue. It's not for George. The reason why they did this is because this was a flashpoint when these kids filmed George Floyd being killed by a abusive cop who deserves to be he got what he deserved in jail, 22 hits with a sharp point. They stabbed him up in the prison.
Who? Chauvin?
Over. Yeah.
Oh man, no, I
He
didn't.
did.
I didn't know he had an encounter.
Right.
Oh, and breaking my heart. You know, more than, and this gonna sound weird, but more than him kneeling on George Floyd's neck, what really, why I think he should have got those 22, 3 years, whatever he got, and more than them 22 pinpricks, we'll call it. Um,
And then
when
they
the
shot
other
him.
officers, when the other officers that was, holding his legs and whatever, told Chauvin that, okay, we don't have a pulse, and Chauvin's reaction was to scoff.
Yeah. He killed them. And then for them to say that we seen this, the kids were screaming at him.
Get
You
off
got
of
him in
him.
right. You got him in handcuffs. See, this is why George Floyd got a statue. It's not
Yeah,
because
you wouldn't
George
even,
Floyd. It ain't nothing about what he did in his life. He wasn't no freedom fighter. George Floyd wasn't no
no.
freedom fighter or nothing like that. He wasn't no community activist. The issue was, it's like, dude, this regular person is worth more than that. Humans, I don't care how bad they are, he's not like a criminal. He's just a regular dude. Y'all arrest him, arrest him. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So
And,
he's like,
if you are effecting an arrest and a person goes into a medical condition, it don't mean that you don't arrest them after they are medically taken care of, but you get them medically taken care of first before continuing with the arrest. And
right.
they,
That
I
is
mean,
nothing fair. But look at again. I made this 4 years ago, but look at this, just so we remember. This is the reason why this man is in jail. This is the reason why the Floyd got a. He's a proxy for just regular people. So it's not about what George Floyd, you know. It's just saying that we see honor in people, human beings. We shouldn't do this.
Right now, bro. You could have fucking put him in the car right now, bro. He's not resisting arrest or nothing. You enjoying it. Look at you. Your body language is crazy. You fucking bum.
It's the whites. They love
But I already know that, bro. I trained with athletes, bro. Man, dudes at the academy, bro. You know that's bogus right now, bro. You know it's bogus. You can't even look at me like a man because you're a bum, bro. He's not even resisting arrest right now, bro.
His nose is bleeding.
And you fucking stopping his breathing right now, bro. You think that's cool? You think that's cool though, right? What's your dog? Man, what's your dog number, bro?
Man, that shit is hard to look at, bro.
So I'm just trying to understand. Like, see,
Golly,
this
man.
is the reason why you. This is, yeah. See, we don't. This is not some bullshit. You don't. It's not because George Floyd was some kind of guy like some Martin Luther King or nothing. That's not why he got a statue. The kids that's sitting there doing this here, the community is like, fuck this. This is a flashpoint. And then it produces this here. You see that?
Oh yeah.
That's why George Floyd's got a statue, because violence. That's all they respect. They respect a response. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to tell. But then you got.
I mean, it depends on the response. It does depend on the response. I mean, hold on. Think about what you showed when just before that. Chauvin and them cops was getting a response right there on the scene, and
right. Yes.
bro, I mean, I haven't seen personally where a person can interject themselves into an arrest, even in a verbal manner, and it not be, especially if you're being verbally aggressive, the cop is going to address that and is inform them on the scene. I mean, not one of them approached the bystanders and said anything to them, and they flat get cursed out. Anybody listening to this, go curse out a cop and see what kind of reaction you get out of them. Call them names.
Well, they do. They did do that. The Asian one did. He did come and block them after a minute.
Blocking them is not going over to them and telling them to turn around, give me your hands, and start reading them their rights.
Right.
Or go ahead.
But no, they were. I think they were saying how these guys were literally trainees, and Jerry Chauvin was like he was teaching them and everything.
That's
what they're saying. So, but the point is,
you still get up and handle that. You don't. Okay, I mean, do you think that's natural reaction of an officer if one is arresting another one, a person, and another cop is on the scene, and there's some bystanders talking shit? You think the other cop just go over there and stand in front of them and look at them?
Well, like I said, I don't know the whole thing as far as the procedure on polices. Now, I do see them do that kind of now. They aggressively, any bystanders, they come and arrest them and all that kind of thing. But what I'm saying is,
they're trying to block the camera, they at least start talking shit back to the people who they wouldn't even do that.
Well,
they were too busy leaning on the man.
Right, but at the same time, like I said, though, the violent response of the community is what the police respected. They burned the police station down. And what I'm saying is, and what I was trying to say to Khalif over here, and see, this is why that's y'all. But because of that, I was saying to Khalif, like, bro, like, okay, maybe you telling the truth about George Floyd and he had some drugs in his system. But if he didn't have those drugs in his system, maybe he would have survived somebody leaning on his neck, cutting off the blood supply to his brain. I don't know. Maybe he would have. Yeah. But you're dealing with people as a police officer who is handcuffed and who is not resisting. We see it clearly. You're sitting there on the man's neck like a seat.
Yeah. To the point he's losing bodily fluids. So now you absolutely know you have a medical condition going on.
So So this is from that I'm showing here. Like I said, this statue is not. It's not. It's just saying that regular people are not to be treated that way. That's all. Even a dope fiend, you don't do that to a dope fiend human. For what reason are you doing this? Arrest the person and put them in jail if they did something wrong.
Yeah.
That's it.
If he too
Don't.
big for that car, call the paddy wagon.
Yeah, you don't satiate your little desires to kill people because you're a police officer and now, oh, this is a dope fiend. I get to do this because it makes me happy. That's all that
And
was.
and we- and we worked at this club together,
Yeah,
and I didn't like that he was a bodyguard there and had more pull than I did, and I'm the one with the uniform.
right. And even look, no, because see, I heard, and that's why I try to tell people when like this is Khalif. He believes in, he likes Candace. I like some of the stuff Candace say. I like some of the stuff the conservatives say. Okay, but look, he's like, the one that kicked in the door and put a pistol to the pregnant stomach of one of our sisters, then robbed her blind, and those are black people. The ones that take their culture cues from the very people that enslaved their ancestors and gave the label black, programmed as fuck. Okay, I mean, like you ain't, I understand what you're saying, and let's say you're right. Okay, if you believe it, I don't agree with it, but you can have that opinion. But for you to be saying what you saying is saying if I tear down George Floyd, that means I'm justifying simultaneously, subconsciously, I'm saying that Derek should not be in jail. That's because you're just tearing down Floyd. Dude is no hero.
Yeah.
He is a junkie turned victim. Floyd is a tragic individual. That statue is undeserving. Okay, let's say it's true. But why are you saying that Derek Chauvin, he's supposed to do that to people?
No, but I think you know what? If they wanted to make something to memorialize that, I understand that, but I don't agree with the, and not because they said he had enough fentanyl in the system to kill 3 horses.
Okay.
But I still don't think he should be in a sense by some uh canonized and looked at as. I mean, you heard the stuff Nancy Pelosi was saying at the time. Thank you, George Floyd. I mean, really? That's what we're doing?
See, and so this is where I jump off the train here because Pelosi and them don't determine how we see us. And see, this is
They
what I
don't.
was so this is what I was trying to warn Khalif about because he said some stuff, and I showed him in this because me and him usually agree on a lot of stuff, but on this one I was like, bro, this here we can't do this. On this one we can't do. There he is. What's up, Speak? What's up,
Brother,
Speak?
speak.
What's up, Speak? You all right, bro?
Hey, what's up?
There you go. Yeah, we had an eventful little bit of some. We had a little trolls, which I do like trolls sometimes, but yeah, looks like they gone. But the
Yeah,
point
they
is,
bunch.
yeah, that's fine. But the point is, though, with this particular thing, see, we got to understand, and that's why I'm all about like precision with the words, right? On certain stuff, because, and that's the reason why I'm the same thing on like I was talking about with W.E.B. Du Bois. We got, if it's bad, then we're gonna say it. If it's good, we're gonna say it. It's analyzing, because this is all it is. When you start like trying to adopt their belief system thing, no, I'm not saying do that. This is just analyzing because we don't know they lived in a different time. So Pelosi is she did that don't mean we supposed to start because we don't like Pelosi and she said this, we got to start trashing our brother Floyd because what does that do? That makes it.
Yeah, no,
But see because that's what it does. I know what we're because they're setting us up for these little catch-22 traps. If you fall for the little bait, that's Pelosi was like a little piece of cheese. Okay, because normally we oppose her, right? So when she says something,
okay,
we're gonna attack it, right? So they do reverse, what they call that, reverse,
reverse psychology.
yeah,
Yeah,
reverse
but I
psychology.
mean, but what she did was, to me, she actually trivialized what happened to him by saying, "Well, thank you, George Floyd, for giving your life." I
See,
mean, he didn't give; it was
yeah,
taken.
he wasn't trying to do that.
And and look, and for the people like Candace who believe that he had enough fentanyl in the system to kill 5 horses. Okay, well, I mean, you can believe that, but then you are assuming by saying
Right.
that Floyd was going to die anyway, and you can't know that.
First
There's
off,
no
there
way for you to know that.
ain't no way you can tell me. Now, let me tell you what I told Khalif here in this one. And I wasn't being mean to him because, like I said, I agree with a lot of stuff he posts. But I'm like, bro, you're this is not it. Just because you supported the conservative side of things, you don't roll with every narrative they put out. You can't do it. It's not good for you because it's like there is no reason for us to expose the negative, evil stuff that George Floyd did because nobody's trying to be like George Floyd. That's not why they put that statue there. Now, if you are trying to be like George Floyd, I can agree with us saying, hey, we don't want to be like this and that, but in a respectful way. But we got to make sure that we look like, hey, nobody deserves to be killed like this. So what they're doing, they're not saying that. You got to put that disclaimer out there. Like, because as soon as you start trashing George Floyd, if you don't balance it with like the Chauvin, that means you're saying, hey, Chauvin really, he did a good thing.
Uh,
That's what you subconsciously saying to people.
yeah. Here's the thing. Working where I work, we not even allowed to put a nail on someone's back. Can't do that. We're not even allowed to lay them on their stomach because they can't breathe. We have
See?
to lay them on their back so they can get air.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we do
Wow.
that, yeah, we're not supposed to do any of that.
Yeah.
So what that officer did was wrong all the way around.
Hey, speak.
Especially if the
Speak.
man
I got a
angry.
question.
Especially when he stopped resisting, use of force supposed to stop.
Speak. I got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
And what you do if it's a situation similar to that, and y'all, having to restrain someone, what happens if the person being restrained goes into a medical condition?
We
What's the
treat
next step?
well. We'll call 911, and if let's just say he just fall dead, we
Okay.
supposed to do CPR off the bat.
Okay. Got you.
Just
Got you.
because just because he inmate, still a human being. We have to treat him.
That's the point.
We
Yes.
had inmates who's gone to seizures.
Mm-hmm.
Got to treat
Mm-hmm.
them. I can give you an example. We was in court about a couple of weeks ago. The inmate didn't like what the judge said. Judge, he had a deal, and the judge said, basically, fuck your deal.
No deal.
Dang.
No deal. Okay. So the inmate, after that, the judge left. The inmate wouldn't leave the courtroom. So my supervisor told him to get up. He wouldn't get up. He had to gas him and get him up out of there.
They gassed him. What did they do? They spit, what was the gas?
Uh,
It's a spray. Is
it's,
it like pepper
it's
spray?
like pepper spray, basically. Pepper spray.
Okay.
Wow.
So they get because they got to remove him from the courtroom. Got to get him out of there.
Right.
While he was doing that, he had just got stitches in his leg, and the stitches opened.
Okay.
Oh,
We had to get the ambulance,
Right.
and he had to get treated. So they had to take him to the hospital.
and that's
Regardless,
what's supposed
he
to happen.
got to get medical treatment, regardless.
Chauvin did absolutely none of that.
So
No, because he didn't give a shit.
No,
thank
but
you.
If we wouldn't do that, we would not only would have been fired, we would be sued. The family would have sued.
Yes.
Off the rip. And you can face criminal charges because that's neglect.
What's that girl's name?
I forgot the actual charge, but yeah, we be charged. So yeah, I mean, he got what he got what he asked for because again, you can't just treat any. I don't care if he was a drug.
Right. That's my
point.
point.
Once he stopped resisting and he had a medical condition, all that supposed to stop and he's supposed to get treatment. If you on that dude's neck like that and he passed away, yeah, that's on you. So he got what he asked for. And now he in prison, he got stabbed up. Oh well.
That's it.
I don't feel sorry for you. You shouldn't have done that.
And that's my point.
You put
like,
yourself in that position.
That's you.
And like I said, this is not me saying that people are trying to be like George Floyd. That's a false narrative. And like I said, I like a lot of stuff that Candace say, but we know a lot of times especially when she was over there working for the Daily Wire, she's getting paid for her narrative. She even said it. She even said that she was getting paid. She said it this herself. She was getting paid.
They didn't have a problem with her reporting when she was negative towards black people. But the minute she started talking about them J's,
that's right.
That was a job.
The minute she started,
it's the same thing with Roland Martin. He gets paid. Oh, you stupid fool! You get your ass out there and vote. You give it. Like,
so, man, every time I think about Roland Martin, I gotta take a shower. Just
why is it because he said? Is it because he said you gotta jump in his ass? You gotta jump in his ass.
That's the word choice you want to use.
Like I gotta take a shower, Dylan. Just listening to it. I'm
gonna tell you the truth. See, this is what I do. So, even with Roland, I listen to, I try to find the good in people. Why? Because I don't. And the reason why I do that is because because there's different perspectives of people. What are the people who are working against us? What are they actually thinking? What are they thinking? Why would you do this? That's what I'm trying to understand. I'm like,
why would you?
That's my
jump
point.
in his ass.
I'm trying to understand what is making them believe this is the best way. You see what I'm saying?
No.
I don't even understand it. So, but that's the reason why, because what happens is our children get wrapped up into a whole mentality early, and if you understand that type of person, where it was coming from, basically, then you can see, okay, yeah, this is where, okay, you've gone down this path here. You see what I'm saying? So that's my point there. And I just try to deal with people fairly because you can't. We ain't no slave masters. We can't beat people into submission into what we want them to do. You have to sit there.
Oh
You got
no,
to talk.
Bill.
Yeah, you got to talk to
I'm,
people, and it is what it is.
I
They
mean,
have to
we
make.
can't beat them into submission, but look,
But you can
1380 is enough. I
beat
can't
them to get
listen.
them off you.
Say
Well,
again.
yeah, that's
Some of
all.
these people need to get their head flipped. I'm sorry.
That's slavery. But look at
They
this
do.
here. So you were speaking about Derek Chauvin being what is called sued and stuff, or whoever. Yeah. So Amber Geiger, they gave her that little small prison sentence for going to somebody's house and pretending like this man was going to do a gun and shooting and killing the man in his own damn house. Which
Yeah.
She should be out by now.
Well, they sued her for $100 million. The family did, and I guess they won. Of course, you don't have that. And
Yeah,
they sued her, or they
should've-
sued the city.
Well, it says
That's who they should have been suing.
Well, yeah, I think they should have sued her. You know why? Because fuck that. The city might have it.
I mean, look, I ain't say don't sue her, but they should have hit the
They
city up
can
too.
still sue her.
Right, because it's not necessary. But I'll say it like this. So Amber Geiger, go ahead.
She used a city issued city issued revolver, or not revolver, but Glock to kill him with.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't even, I don't think it was her personal gun, was it?
Well, I don't know.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Speed. Are cops really ever off? Like, if they see something going down, aren't they free to act?
Right.
Say it again.
I said if a cop is around, wherever they are, and something goes down, aren't they free to act in their role as a police officer, whether they got on the uniform or not?
Oh, well, I can't say. Well, yeah, actually, yeah, that is they do have to act regardless as a cop.
Yeah, they gonna act. Yeah, they gonna act. They gonna react. They gonna get on it, unless they, a word that begins with P and ends with Y. They gonna act. But
like I said, there's a lot of those people who P and the Y, because that's why they became a cop, because in real life they are with the P and the Y. That badge gives them power.
Yep. I got stopped by one. You ready for this? His name was Massengale. You know what Massengale is? If you old as me, you remember the commercials. The sanitary products women use.
Yeah, I know he was getting clowned at school. Yeah.
What? And then another one, that dude was white and probably about 5 foot and a half. But the other one, yeah, little dude.
Oh yeah, he was doubly getting. He had issues.
Hey, I got another one for you.
I'm like, no, your name is Mexico, and you short. I know this is gonna be a long day.
Oh yeah, he probably called it at work. But I got another one for you. And this dude, he black, about as tall as me. His name was Asbury. Asbury, yes. And my interaction with him was behind the accident that I didn't even cause. That I had to talk to his captain to make him change the police report, because when I talked to him, he said, I ain't doing it. Man, I tried to break that. That's when I had a flip phone. I tried to break it. I hung it up so hard. He called me right back and said, well, if there's something I can do, let me know. What up, bro? At that, I didn't even hear anything he said because I was already thinking about what my next steps were. I talked to internal affairs. I talked to I called every captain at that precinct until I got the right one. And it was a series of secretaries. But when I got the right secretary, I took her the pictures on the disc so the captain could see it for herself. Because I had all rear end damage. He gives me a police report that's got me in the lane next to the accident. I'm like, dude, I can't take this to my insurance company. This ain't. What am I gonna do with this? I got a total truck with all rear end damage, and you talking about I was in the lane next to it.
Crazy.
I told him I turned the wheel and I mashed the gas to try and get out the way. That don't put me in the other lane. Not when I got to get out the back seat and hit the brake to stop the truck. And I don't know, at least a quarter mile down the road, I had to run back to the accident. Like, hey man,
All right, so because I put this on the title, we gotta touch on this subject. We had this conversation earlier today. I actually should, because we had a few trolls, which was fun, which was okay, but we kind of stayed on some of the other topics a little long. But I do want y'all to see. I know Leroy was chiming in on this one. So the thing is, with this Earth being 6,000 years old, right? This
yep,
is like Bible stuff and
yep.
interpretation. So the thing is, I don't necessarily. So so okay, you Leroy, I think you. So do you believe that, or what do you say to that? The age of the Earth and the world and that kind of thing, according to
Yeah,
the
I believe
Bible.
that. Yeah,
Okay,
I believe that the world is about 6,000 years old, somewhere
so
thereabouts.
okay, so and why is that you believe that?
Just based on he made everything in 6 days. He tells us that you know a day to him is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like a day.
Okay.
Um, when you look at modern times, you have science telling us that they can get living tissue out of prehistoric animals that were caught in the flood or ice age. Well, I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that if you're telling me this thing is millions of years old, you're not getting no living nothing out of it. You're not.
Now this is the thing. Now, well, why do you think the Earth and the world is the same thing? Because the Bible don't say
Oh
that.
no, no, I don't. No, the earth and the world are not the same.
Okay, so
The
that's
the
what I'm
earth is
saying.
what God made. The world is everything that we put on it.
Okay, okay.
That's how I view it.
Right. So this is what I'm saying. Like, why do people even have that debate? Because it's not even what's being said. Because like I said earlier, people were talking about how. Oh, a second. I'm trying to get to the point. Okay, here it is. So it's like, okay, now think about now. Keep in mind, we know like, okay, people did stuff. Now I had this point up the Queen James Bible because I ain't gonna lie because of the conversation. That's the first time I've heard of that. I never heard of the Queen James Bible. Have you?
Oh wow. Oh yes. Like
You have heard
five,
of it.
7 years ago.
I never heard of
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Me neither.
I
I've
want to
never
say it
heard of
was
this before.
When Obama was still in office. Somebody came up with that along around the same time. Kanye dropped the Bible where everywhere it said God. He replaced it with Yay.
Okay. Now let me ask you
Yeah, I
this:
mean,
what's wrong with that?
what's wrong with that?
Right. And I think it's something wrong with that, but I want to hear what you say. No, the reason why I want
Oh
to hear what
well.
you say because
Uh,
it's like I need to, I'm just trying to, it's the same thing. I'm trying to tell people, like, to me, this is how I do it. I'm trying to actually, what, what are you believe? What is, why, like, even if we don't necessarily agree on certain stuff, I'm trying to get the authentic what is causing that belief to be the truth? You understand? From you and from whoever out there that actually, even if they have a different opinion than me, I'm just trying to understand. That's it. Not arguing, just understanding.
Well, as far as the Queen James Bible and uh what that means, I mean that's just
Why is that bad? I agree it's bad, but I'm saying like
why I
because
mean it's an affront to
I'll say
God.
it like this.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna say I'll say it like this. I'll say it like the only reason why I asked that is because I'm gonna say, okay, they did the same thing with the King James Bible. Technically, they
eh,
translated it, and we know that they left some books out, and they did some
yeah,
stuff. So what I'm saying is, which I agree that you can't just be doing whatever you want to with.
and that's what they doing. But and the word addresses that in Revelations when it says that anyone who puts anything in here that shouldn't be, and anyone who takes anything out that shouldn't be, uh, they gonna have the plagues and all the hell they can ever want. Don't say it like that, but that you get the gist.
Right.
That it's not gonna go well for you. So our job is to believe
Okay.
whoever is responsible for whatever has been put in or removed, they gonna get their reward, and it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be a
Well,
hot one.
like I said, to me, once I found out that you done start messing around, then I'm just gonna. It's not. Okay. So that's all right. All right. All right. My thing is this here. So they got this queen. I didn't even. I ain't gonna lie. That's one thing about the internet. You're gonna hear different shit because I didn't even know this existed. The Queen
Oh
James. Damn.
yeah, oh yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, I knew about the slave Bible, right? Uh,
Hmm.
and also, the King James Bible is also called the Protestant thing, right? It's a Protestant Bible, right?
Okay.
That's what you know
Yep.
that, right? You know that, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
like, yeah, it was a Catholic problem, and they was like a little battle, with them and the Catholics, because I know the Catholic Bible it has more books in it.
Yeah, and the Catholics didn't want you to know how to read.
The
They
Catholic.
wanted to be the ones to deliver the word to you. You don't need to know
Yeah.
how to read.
So the Protestant Bible is what do you call this? It's like those people who they're almost like slaves, but they call them serfs over there in England because they're tied to the land. They're serfs. They're basically slaves, but they just use a different name to them. They was white people, and there was like a lot of them was white. So that's why nobody is talking about Irish and all that kind of stuff with the potato famine and all that stuff. And that's their history, which is good. But if my thing is don't be telling black people to stop saying our history just because now you stupid. Because I don't have no. I like people to say their little history and what they went through. It's not complaining. So don't tell me
Yeah.
to stop saying my stuff. Don't
It's
tell
just
me.
a little weird. It's just a
Right.
little weird when people like nobody start talking incorrectly.
Well, I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying? And that was the problem with Mark. I mean, he was saying them things, and it's like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about.
right, right.
He don't. And if you don't know, but then you saying all these things, they gonna get addressed.
Yeah. So nobody seemed like he studied a little bit of something here. He says it's all Greek. He says the oldest
That's
copy of Torah is the Septuagint. The Jews made that. That's 70 Jews.
see,
70 Jews
only
made
the
that.
hold on, Mike. Only the New Testament was written in Greek, not the Old Testament. So off
Right.
the rip, he's going sideways.
Hold on. Let's read it. Let's see.
All
I mean, but
right.
he putting some words in here because a lot of people don't even know this thing called the Septuagint, and then he said the Torah. So that's the first Old Testament. It's called the Old Testament, and the Jews translated it to Hebrew. Ancient Greek has over 550,000 distinct words. The Hebrew language only has 5,000 distinct words.
Wow.
Okay, that's what he
Okay.
says. Okay,
Correct.
I had to study some of that, and I mean, I don't.
The Jews
I don't.
translated the Hebrew. And
That's what
this
he.
guy.
Yeah, that's what he
So
said.
so the Jews translated to Hebrew, but the Hebrews were, say it with me, black. The
Well,
Hebrews were black. Come on, man. But the Jews translated it for us, even though the word was given to Moses. Moses wrote the first 5 books, but it was translated to Hebrew by Jews.
let's stay focused here.
No,
Let's
all
stay
right.
focused.
I mean,
Let's do
go
this.
ahead.
Let's do it. Because we are, it's the Bible, so we can go any damn where. It's like this thing can go all over the place. I want to focus on the age thing, the age. Okay, I want to focus on the age. So,
All right.
so now this is my belief. Okay, the preachers are preaching. Okay, because they heard it from their parents, and they just preaching what their parents preached. It's not necessarily that they actually sat up here and did some real deep studies on actually trying to understand what this stuff is saying or what they believe it's saying. They feel like if they preach different from their parent, then they're doing something wrong. So it's
Well,
really
not
them.
only that,
Mhm.
you could be kicked out the family for that, though.
Yeah, that's what I think.
That's the moment. That's why they preaching what the family saying, because like even with Baptists, and you talk against the Bible,
Right. Oh, I
you would
remember
think.
that. See, you got to realize my great grandmother, bro, she was she's the god basically of the family. I mean, I wouldn't say the god, but I would just say big time. Big mama. She had money in the house, and
Mm-hmm.
come to her church. She had a church. You know what I'm saying? You sung in that choir. You know, so and it was a little, our little corner church, just like they have a corner store. It was a corner church, and so yeah. I believe the Bible. I believe the Bible. Just like I say, Micah. Just like I
And
All right.
I tell you, when I stopped going to church,
uh-huh.
oh boy,
Right,
my mother had a field day.
right.
Yeah.
She she sent
What's
pastors
wrong
and
with you,
everything.
boy?
That's right.
Yeah, yeah, that yeah, it was not a good time.
Oh,
Yeah.
and the Scythians. Yeah, I mean, the Scythians. I heard of the Scythians. Anyway, I got to study some of this stuff. What's his
Oh
name?
boy. Here we go.
Oh no, I like different narratives. It's okay. I like because
Yeah.
if somebody's saying something I haven't heard pieces of,
I thought he left.
well, he probably left and then came back and left and came back and stuff. People do that. It's okay because
Yeah.
actually I don't necessarily like having long, but then Speak came in, so kind of added. So it is what it is.
Oh
But
no, I ain't talking about speed. I'm talking about
no, I know, no, I
nobody.
know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know, but it's like we probably would have been done, and then he came in, so they're still talking. So
Yeah.
the thing is, I wanted to touch on this here because we was talking about it earlier. I did put it in the title, but like I said, my take on I believe that the Bible is telling the truth, but because we live in a totally different time, a totally different context. We don't know what the fuck these people were actually, what God was actually trying to put in. It's going to be manifest to us, but it's all symbolic. You know, it was
Not all of it.
well, okay. Let me fix that. Okay, I agree with you. Not all of it is symbolic, but it is symbolic. Even the stuff that's historical is still can be like, even everything can be a symbol for you in your very life. All right. So I could take a principle or something and apply it, but it also has a bigger meaning that doesn't have nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? So, well, I would say it has nothing to do with my personal thing. So if I look at something Jesus said, and he says love is this and love is that, I can kind of apply that to something that I'm dealing with personally, but it also means something for the community. Okay. So, I mean, just to be real real. So that's the reason why these scriptures stay around so long. People don't understand, like the spaghetti Bible. You remember that? The spaghetti God? Did y'all hear about
No,
that one?
spaghetti, Sky Daddy, or whatever that weirdness. No,
It's like
the
Bible.
heathens have come up with.
Yeah, it's the
Is that
spaghetti.
what you were talking about?
Spaghetti Bible. I think it was this. No, but
You,
people think
you Sky Daddy and all that stuff.
oh, here it is. So the gospel of the flying spaghetti monster.
Oh yeah, here we go.
No, but people think because they see some lies, which there are some lies that are being preached in religion. But they
Hmm.
think okay, just because I found this thing is a lie, there is a lie, there is a lie, all of it's a lie. That's not true.
But no, it's not. And where they made their mistake is that they attribute the lies they found to the word instead of the person who said them.
That's my
Right.
point. But also sometimes the lies is because people were guessing. They didn't understand some symbology, and it is what it is, right? So,
It's probably the interpretation of it.
and that's my point. There's
Yeah.
Well,
there's enough
I'm,
good in the scripture that if you try to ignore it and do totally the opposite of what it's telling you, your situation is going to end up not good. If you're gonna, like, if you killing and stealing and lying and cheating and having fornication and damn all this shit that the Bible say don't do, you just like, fuck it, it's all it's a game. You don't have to do that. I can do what I want to do. I do what I want to do, and then you'll realize that that type of behavior is bad. So people go back to the Bible, like, see, this person tried it without it, and
I
but
mean, but let Mark tell it. We shouldn't do that because that's the white man's God.
right. So,
Clown,
so it's a balance.
clown.
Yeah, but people
Okay,
balance.
if the white man can teach you how to build a desk,
Right.
guess what I'm gonna use? If I don't know how to build that desk, guess what? Whose guide I'm gonna use? That white man's guide.
Mm.
I mean, I'm sorry. Listen,
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
care who
no.
made the guide. If I need to build a desk, I'm gonna use that guide. Now, if a black man
Right.
made the guide, I'm gonna use that.
Yeah.
So that translates to the Bible.
Right.
There's enough good stuff in there that, hey, it's good to follow.
Right.
Now, use it as your guide. Take what you can out of it and apply it to your life. And the stuff that you can't apply it to, okay, discard. If you have questions, find somebody who has a better understanding of it than you do that you can trust, because that's a big thing, and then go from there. But to throw it away altogether, I wouldn't throw it away altogether. But
I'll say it like this. See, this is the catch-22 point. Damn, what came out? Leroy must have left. Anyway.
Yeah, I think he dropped.
That's fine. But this is the catch-22 speak. So, and this is what people they have a hard. You can tell they be struggling in their conversations. I can see it. I'm like, look, you found some lies, right? Because you did your research. And those lies are verified lies. Yes, some people say, oh shit, this religion thing, we can use this to control the masses. So they use it to control the masses because there's enough good in there that's true. And so you start to follow it. And people have a pattern. We're creatures of pattern, right? So
Yeah.
once like all I have to do is show you two good things, and you're gonna start coming back for that knowledge or coming back for that system. But then now I got you, and here, God says, I can write my little thing in there, here and there. You see what I'm saying? Oh, I can take this out because I don't want people to look at this. I want to control. So I'm going to put this in. I'm going to take this out. Now, over the years, which is centuries and several thousands of years, we can find out because, they were scams way back in the day, but because we got enough information and access, we can actually find out what some of those scams are. And they're documented, exposed scams. So It's like, the thing is, you could do that. You could figure that out. Serpent doesn't mean an actual snake. Okay. it just means, it's a spirit that has a little sneaky thing or whatever. It's not like a snake gonna actually talk to you. Okay, come on.
Some people take things literally.
No, because you got to realize the history. So when you go into the history, we were told to take it that way, but it wasn't told. It wasn't told for let's say 2,000 years ago, because Jesus, right? He spoke in what? Parables. We know what.
So y'all still talking about the word, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of it was literal though. It's literal, it's figurative, and it's allegorical.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So, but the point is, this is all I'm saying. This is why I ask people, be careful. That's all. This ain't something you could just, when people get frustrated, everybody don't have the patience to be meticulous and start going into all the little details of this and that. And then
a lot of people don't.
Like I was amazed at people. I ain't gonna lie. When I was little, and somebody was like, "Oh, the Bible says verse this and that, and this verse and that." I'm like, "Shit." Shit. I'm like, bro, how you remember exactly where everything is?
Yeah, that takes talent.
I was amazed. Like they were like, "Oh, Genesis such and such." This chapter, that chapter. I'm like, damn, they know what the hell they're talking about. I better listen to them. And then I find out it's a damn lie. Because what it is their interpretation of what's written. It's the same words.
Yeah, but the Bible isn't subject to private interpretation. It says different things to different people. It'll say something different to you. You read it now and read it 20 years from now.
What I'm saying though, the same actual words are sitting
the
on
same
those papers.
The
same word sitting on those papers.
Yeah. It can be the same verse. You can read it later and you get a completely different understanding that you didn't have before.
Okay. Yeah. But what I'm saying is the same words is sitting on those papers.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. And so it's just like, we're sometimes, and I know what you're saying because you're talking about the symbology portion of it, meaning, oh, this is I got this experience in my life, and now this wisdom means something deeper to me now. Okay, I understand that. But my point is, it's like, look, especially like for example, like I said, let me go back to the original thing that we're talking about. The age of the earth. So people get into debates about, oh, well, the science shows that the earth is like millions of years old, and this and that. Oh, no, the Bible says 6,000 years old. That's it. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Dang, they tell you to shut the F up because
people are like that. They don't want to hear it. Niggas is like that. When they get mad, especially when they get into some stuff. I have a brother at work. He was in jail and he had all this stuff. And he done changed his life around for Jesus and stuff like that. You can't say nothing to this man. He's a gangster crip. And he will get violent.
Yeah.
But I mean, he would get violent with you over you disagreeing with him on the word. Like, God damn it, I don't want to hear that. You trying to sow doubt into my I'll kill you for that shit, nigga. Don't be fucking like, damn.
Is that what the word tell you to do?
Hey, you can't say that.
I don't think he's converted yet.
No.
He ain't quite
Maybe,
there yet.
hey, speak. Maybe he ain't got to the part that said that there'll come a time when they'll kill you and think they do God's will, and realize that it's talking about him when he said, "You don't believe this? That I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna take you out."
No, because he's a good brother. He's good. He's a good man, and I work with him. He's a good man. So what he's saying to me or to others is, this is where I came from here. Now me accepting this information the way I accept it, it gave me the strength and focus to change from this stuff that I was doing here. And I guess what? I'm working a good job with you. I don't want to have these doubts in my mind that you sitting up here talking, because that's going to mess me up. That's what he's saying to you. So shut up around me. Because
you got something bad to say about the word, don't say nothing.
Some people are like that. Yeah, that's why. Like, where I work, we got Christians, Muslims, all different religions.
Right.
And when I got to watch them do their, especially the Muslims, as much as I respect their religion, I don't say nothing, because, like I say,
right.
Hey, that's y'all. That's it. That what keeps you from wanting to fight everybody. Hey, I'm not.
Keep reading.
Keep reading. Go to your thing. Do that. Because
I don't need your
problems. They are fully committed to it. There's something fully committed, and that's their thing. And hey, more power to you. I'm not going to disrespect it, because there's some things I might question, some things I don't really believe in. But hey, that's what you need. That's what you need. That's like,
Right. So let's kind of wind this thing down, and let's like that wind this down to this here, because like I said, I don't really like going. We actually going long, but it's fine. All right, but so let's deal with the age, right? So if according to what I'm reading here, this is the very first word here. It says in the beginning. Now, look, I ain't worried about. I'm just talking about what it says. These are the literal letters, okay, on here. I wrote this stuff, this little red stuff that's what I wrote. Okay. But it says in the beginning, God created the heaven, the earth. So it don't
notice it didn't say world.
It don't, yes, it says earth, it says heaven. Okay.
Yeah. I said notice it doesn't say world.
Exactly. It does not tell you how long that took. Okay, so let's see if it tells us later how long that took. It says, and the earth was without form. Now that's interesting, but we don't know what that means all the way. But that's what it says. It says the earth was without form. It was and void. Okay. You know, we can translate what we think void means. Okay. And darkness. Well, we kind of know what darkness means. You can't see, right? Was upon the face of the deep. Now, I don't know why it used face and deep, but okay, we feel like that's water. I don't know. So it says the Spirit of God moved on the face of the water. So I guess deep means water. Okay, that's what I believe. I'm making up stuff now. See, as I'm doing this, I'm getting my interpretation. But I might be wrong right now. But I'm just saying this is what I'm believing here. So it says, and God says, so now here it is. God says, let there be light. Okay, so that makes light, and there was light. Now, all of this here, this 1, 2, 3, it does not tell you how long that time period was. It don't tell you what that was. And he says, and God saw the light. He said it was a good thing. He divided light from darkness. So now, and God called the light day. He just made a day at number 5. So, and now you can take that and start your time frame. Right here, you can start time, because now it tells you later on that a day is 1,000 years to us. All that other
No,
stuff.
to him.
No, he said, well, okay, I don't know. I didn't look it up. So, according to what I read, it says that his day to us is basically like 8,000 years in our life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my point. So, yeah. So,
Yeah, so it could have took him 1,000 years. It could have took him a day, but I mean, it's
well, no. Well, no, let's look at what.
I don't think that's one of those literal things.
No. Okay,
To because because you can't even really nail it down to a specific frame because it gives you both.
okay.
But that's my interpretation. Have at it.
And nobody says it's describing a reset. Okay. All right. People, already we coming up with stuff. Might be true, might not be true. So we arguing. We're already right. So that's why I said, like, and the bottom line is, like, okay, this part here, I don't know, I don't know why people fall out, but to me, if the physical earth, we know, we can tell you this process to create this fossil, this don't happen in no 1,000 years. We got this here, this society, or this little body of water has been here. This thing wasn't exposed no six. It was like 10,000 years, and you got megaliths underwater, oceans. You got stuff underwater in different places. So under the ice, and it's like, okay, like maybe we interpreted the words that we're looking at different.
Hey,
Actually,
hey, I'm gonna have to drop off because
okay, yeah, go ahead, because we about to leave anyway in a minute.
yeah. So
Yeah, go
basically,
ahead. Say your last piece about what you think about this, and then get out of here, man.
I mean, look, oh well. Okay, I still got time now because the person I was supposed to be picking up, they canceled. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Let it rip.
yeah.
Say your piece on just basically what's your overall.
Yeah, well, the thing about the
damn noise, man. Come on.
Oh, my bad. Go for it. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it just the. I mean, it. Whether I believe that it how long the Earth was or the Bible, it's
Yeah,
like
because some people believe that this tells us that the. I mean, it says it don't say the world. It say they believe the Earth is 6,000 years old. Some of them,
right.
which it don't say that. That's what I don't see it saying that. But
And
I mean,
Yeah, because you just said that on day 5 he made the Earth. So
yeah.
wait, was it day 5?
Well,
Cause, cause
on verse 5 is this is when he created what's called a day.
yeah, the first day.
right,
It
And what
says
happened? And what happened in the next 5 days?
no. Look. He says he just named that thing a day on verse 5. He says, and
Okay.
God called. Wait, listen, look at it. Look at the words. And like I said, we can go symbology and all that stuff. I'm just, I'm trying to just basically understand the word. It says, and God called this thing called light day,
Mm-hmm.
and the darkness he called night. Okay. And the evening and morning were the first day. So those two things had to happen. That was the first day. So this is
Yes.
verse 5. So this is the first 1,000 years.
Or the
yeah,
first
so
day.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
it
that
don't
right
really
there is
say it
a
don't
thousand
really
years.
say, like I said, created heaven and earth, and that's before they did day and night. So you
Right.
can't say it's like 6,000.
Right.
You know, you can't really say that it's 6,000 years old.
And
Well, you
so
can.
also, Leroy, this is the word here. So if it tells us, okay, that a day to God is 1,000 of our years, we are not correct in saying that our day is what God is talking about here. Because if you telling me, well, this is what we're saying, the light of the day and the morning was the first day, but that is 1,000 year period here. That means it was a whole bunch of days and nights, 365 times 1,000.
Not, not necessarily. I mean, okay. So he said that he divided the light from the dark, and that was the first day.
No, no,
Right.
no, no. On 4, no. Look at it says. See, that's what I'm saying. Like to me, I'm like being technical because
Yeah.
Like I
Go
said,
ahead. Go ahead. Read it again. As a matter of fact, go for it. I'm pulling it out right now.
the
right.
evening and the morning were the first day. So
That's
Yeah.
right. The evening came first. That's on
yeah,
5,
Yes.
the fifth little verse here. No, and the only reason why I'm doing this too, people, it's just like to me, like if you're going to discuss a scripture, you trying to get to where you can agree on first, a little stable part, and then you can start going into the esoteric parts and all that. But
right.
the basic word, basic,
Yeah,
not the
got to get the basics down first.
yeah, you got to get to that one point so people can stop arguing about everything. It don't
Okay.
tell us
Yeah.
it don't tell us that the actual earth is only 6,000 years old. And to me, people preaching that is not either they don't truly understand or they just saying it because somebody else said it.
No,
They don't.
the word says it. I mean, the word says that a
Okay.
day is like 1,000 years, and
Okay.
1,000 years is like a day unto
Okay.
him, not to
Okay.
us.
Okay.
That
Okay.
means that means he's not bound by. I I understand it as he is not bound by time. But I mean,
Right. But
let me read verse 5. And God called the light day, and the
Mhm.
darkness he called night, and
Right.
the evening and the morning were the first day.
That's a
So he
1,000 years.
described the first day. He
Okay.
tells us what he did in the first day.
Okay.
He called light day and darkness night.
Okay.
Right.
So let me ask you a question now. That right there
Go for
was
it.
1,000 years, according to us.
No, according to him. We
Okay.
until after the Old Testament, start with Methuselah, nobody was living to be 900 and 600 years old. He cut that off.
Okay. I
I kept
understand that.
got to be 85, and if you got past that, that's great. But one no more people living to be 3, 4, 5, 600 years old anymore.
Okay. So let me ask this question, and I want you to think about it and see where I'm wrong here. Okay. This thing, I look at that number 5. It says, and the evening and the morning were the first day. That's a God day. Am I wrong? Or is that a human day? Because,
That's what he made. I mean, it would be God day because we didn't make day nor night.
okay, if it's a God day, to the human perspective, it would be 365 times 1,000, which is 365,000 days for us in our perspective. This means day and night, day and night, day and night. To us, our little light and night, light and day, light and day, light and day, light and day. So there's a deeper thing there, but I'm not trying to really go there. I'm just trying to get us to understand, like, that's not telling you that the whole earth is only 6,000 years old.
No,
It's just telling
no. I
you.
mean, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No,
Like when we
just bringing
argue with
this. Just
go ahead.
that's what happened on the first day. That's all I say.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, that's.
well,
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
I'm
sorry.
trying to figure out where the 365 came from. So,
Well, that's because that's how many of our human days are in 1 year, and it's 1,000 years times 365, right? And maybe this is average
okay,
because I know leap years and stuff, but
right.
I mean, but
Okay.
even with that, we can't apply God's timelessness, if that's a word, to us because we don't have that. We don't have that until after this life.
okay. At the same time, these words are something put here for us to work with. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
it's kind of like we coming with stuff that we discovered we discovered after the fact, and then we're
right.
trying to apply it to what God intended for us to know.
Well,
And
this
a lot.
nobody says what. Now, see, that kind of takes us away from this point. So I
Yeah,
don't want. I understand
I
what
mean,
yeah.
you're
Sorry
saying.
about that.
What
but he
all
go.
God needs to make a covenant is illogical. Okay, well, I mean,
Wait. Say that again.
it says
What,
what all powerful God needs to make a covenant. It's
with his
illogical.
whoa, whoa. Well, so now in his case, who is this? Nobody again?
Yeah, he's trolling us with this foolishness.
Wow, oh my goodness, bro. I mean, are you actually trying to
Well,
determine what is logical to God, even though he operates outside of logic? Come on, man. Come on, man. Who
Yeah,
is this guy?
yeah. I mean,
You
hey,
can't assign, but you know what? That's a perfect example of what I was just saying, that we can't apply what God's timelessness to us. We can't do that. I mean, we have no ability to extend our lives
okay,
longer than he says it's going to end. I mean, because we don't know when it's going to end unless we, decide to take matters into our own hands.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
he's weird. He's weird.
let me get up out of here. Y'all
yeah.
have a good night, okay?
Yeah, you have a good
Hey,
night, brother.
Speed, be out there, man. Be careful out there.
So let's
Uh,
end it off. I think we had
we
a decent
tried.
little
All right.
conversation. It's damn near no. We only got 8 seconds to 3 hours, which yeah. So I think we hit it up. We should probably touch on this because actually I should have hit this up the first, but we was going through some few things and we did have a decent conversation. But
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Like we can't apply certain things, but then we kind of in a catch-22 because it's like, okay, so why is these words here? It's for humans. So,
Yeah. Basic instructions before leaving Earth.
right. Well, it's during, it's all kind of stuff. So anyway, like I said, I don't think I don't think that that there is no real conflict with um what scientists who are authentic. No, listen, hear me out, because there's some things that
Bring
science
it
is
around, Mike. Bring us home, Mike.
no science is using they're using the
What?
creation to to um to prove what they're believing. So if I believe something,
And science can't be manipulated.
well, it's supposed to be manipulated. That's what it's.
What there's a problem there.
Why? You're
What you
supposed
mean?
look. Listen, when we say manipulate, that means control. So you have to understand something in order to control it. Like if I put you in a car and you don't know what the damn car is, like take you from, let's say, an Amazon jungle or something, and I put you in this thing. It's a car. Everybody that knows what a car is knows, but you don't know what the fuck this thing is. You can't control that because you don't understand it. You haven't studied it. So that's what when I'm saying a scientist that's true, that's for real, who's honest, they're looking at what already exists and they're like, okay, this is doing this. I wanted to let's see, can we make it do that? Okay, so then they're gonna write something. Hey,
Oh,
this year we it's telling us this, it's telling us that. So if I look at a process, let's say a volcanic process, and I look at plate tectonics, I'm noticing, wow, we're getting earthquakes. Oh, wow, we have a subduction zone. This thing here is sinking. Oh, at the same time, we have this mountain range. Wow. Oh, damn, we're looking from Google Earth, we're looking at satellites, we're seeing plate tectonics, pieces of the earth is kind of moving around a little bit. Okay, this continent is moving away from this continent at a rate of 3 inches per year. Okay, so if they were connected, how long ago was that? And
okay.
if I do the math on that, mathematics, goddamn, that was 4 million years ago. So
I mean,
there's so many things around us that's telling us, oh, damn, here's snow up in the Arctic. Okay. Oh, damn. When we dig under the snow, we're getting these layers. So each one of these layers is a year of snow. Damn. How many? Damn, it's 8,000 of these damn things, 8 million of these things. So it's like there's so many parts on our planet that's telling us, hey, this age of the earth, it's not a joke. It's more than, it's not, you know what I'm saying? There's so many ways to show like this thing has been here for a while. So it's like
okay. So
you're understanding something wrong or what? Go ahead.
well, I mean, I just want to go back to the information I brought up earlier that scientists said that they found living tissue in what were the remains of a mammoth. You know what that is, right? Is is is
Remains of what?
a mammoth.
Okay,
That
yes.
that was that's similar to a not giraffe,
Yeah,
elephant,
go
elephant.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, and science tells us that that was prehistoric and that was millions of years ago. I mean, can we? I mean, I can't, but can we really believe that they found living tissue, not a living mammoth, but living biological tissue in something that's a million over? It could just be one. We'll just go with 1 million years old.
Mhm.
Living tissue,
Okay.
even if it's on a biological microscopic level, we're gonna find something alive
Okay.
inside of something that is deceased from millions of years ago.
Hold on though. So now the mammoths, according to what I've read, they're not a million years old. So 50 to 60,000 years. They
Oh,
find them in cold areas. So when we put something in the freezer, it freezes.
freezes.
Okay, so it degrades much slower, and so when they
Okay.
find it, okay, it can be resurrected, or it can be
Okay.
analyzed, preserved
It's not
for
a million. It's okay. It's not a million.
no.
60,000 years ago. You telling me today when it's thawed out, we can find something alive in it?
Okay, well, I mean, like I said, this is what not just one
Scientists
person.
say.
No, it's not just one person, and it's not
I
just one.
said. I said scientists with an
Well,
S.
it's people. I know we're saying scientists, but I don't want to make it like it's one science. These are just people who have techniques. It's just like if you did something, you could go fix an electrical circuit. Here's your technique. You found that this is the best way to do it. It's successful. Okay, it's
Uh-huh.
all it is. It's like, for example, they even found where they've uncovered tundras, so places where it's cold in the Arctic and all these different spots where there's actually land under there, but this stuff hasn't been exposed for who knows when, thousands and thousands of years, basically. And they exposed it. Those flowers bloom. Those little seeds under there, they're still alive. As soon as you expose them to light, pop, 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 they start doing it. So, bacteria, like this guy says, bacteria. It's like,
Okay.
even us, you got to think about it. Even though you were born and you have a little conscious thought, like the origin of your cellular life, like it came from your mom and it came from her mom and dad. And there's millions of years of human, you know, it just renews. Of course, we get renewed with birth and, all of our division and stuff like that. You don't remember none of that shit. You don't remember being a cellular life form. You just did what
I don't ascribe to be
you have
life
to be.
form.
Were you a baby
How?
before? Were you a baby?
I
Were
was
you a
born
baby
once.
before? Okay, you were a
No,
baby.
not before. Not before I was born. No.
Listen to me. It's not. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm actually. Everybody was a baby at one time. Trust
Yes.
me.
Yes.
Okay. You too were a baby. You were smaller than you are now. Okay. You had less cells in your body at that time than you have in your body at this time. So the size of you has increased. So even before you were born in your mom's stomach, you were smaller than that. You were a cell. And you even argue about this, which is true, and I agree with you. There's a sperm from the father, there's an egg from the mother, and those things come together. We get life. This is just the way. So it's just being studied. People know this stuff. Um, so it's not like it's like we were. Now the spirit, you can argue that. I can't argue
Oh,
on that part.
please.
I don't know all that stuff, but I'm just saying, just the basic biology. It is what it is. Anyway, thanks guys for coming up. It's been people on and off listening to us. We had a decent show. We talked damn too long, but we did talk. Thanks, nobody. You came in trolling, but you know, it was good trolling. It was good trolling. I like this.
That is funny.
No, I like this kind of trolling.
Thanks to nobody.
It's challenging trolling, which is good. Ghost
Oh
Elite,
wow.
Ghost Elite came in. She, you know, sounded off. Son of Ra came in. You know,
That's what's
Leroy
up.
came up. Speak came up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, you know, we had a nice little show. Tune in again. You know, hopefully we have something decent to talk about. Peace out, everybody. Love and do your thing.
Next time, hit the link.
Right.